Yo, it's your boy Marita Boy. I'm back up in this thing, man. Listen. My bad, y'all, for not being able to give y'all a live last night. I went to the hospital yesterday. I posted on my community wall so you guys will know um what was going on. Yeah, they tried to keep your boy. They tried to keep your boy, but I did the crossover and came up out that thing, man. It came up out that thing. But I'm good. I'm good. I'm be all right. I'm be all right. You know what I'm saying? I got a little bit of sleep. Got a little rest, and y'all know me, man. When I wake up, it ain't no, I done got to where I'm so used to popping on live and making content and connecting with y'all. So here I am, 6 a.m. in the morning, online making content. You know what I mean? So here I am. You know what I mean? Hit that like button on the way in. We got a full roster today. And to be honest with you, another reason why I'm popping out and doing this live so soon, so early, is because I got like two more lives that I'm gonna do. I know for sure today. So I want to go on and get a head start on doing on these lives today. You know what I'm saying? So I might can get me a little rest in between the lives because I'm still a little tired. You know what I mean? I'm still a little drowsy or whatever. But hey, man, we got to keep going. We got to keep going. We got to keep going. And I like the progress that we've been making. I like the way you guys been tuning in, hitting that like button, subscribing, interacting with the channel, and I'm pretty sure it's because of how I've been getting the content out to you guys. You can pull up here at least twice a day and get you some new content. At least twice a day. You know what I'm saying? And we get out at least two lives a day. You know what I mean? And as I go forward, I'm up the amount of content. I'm gonna try to give you at least two short form videos and at least a couple shorts and at least two lives. So I'm just increasing the workload. You know what I'm saying? So hey man, I can't stop. I can't stop. Won't stop. So what we got on the docket today is we got Enchanting allegedly been cremated, man. You know what I mean? I think she was cremated real stuff. I'm gonna say she was cremated, bro. From who I heard it from is credible. She was cremated, bro. You know what I'm saying? Some people want to be cremated. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about it. Though some people don't want to be cremated. We're gonna talk about it. We got also rumors that Eday and Cdai and Muwop is dissing Durk on the pushing peace thing with FYBJ Main. Now I'm gonna say this. I talked about this the other day on my live. Shout out to shout out to you, bro. I appreciate you, gang. I appreciate you. Put you up on the thing. There you go. Appreciate you, gang. Thank you for subscribing. You're gonna like it here. We also gonna talk about a reason why I want to talk about Muwop and C-Day, um, this and Dirk for the push of peace. Because we talked about this the other night, but I'm telling y'all, bro, I know what this is all about. I know what this is all about. What this is all about is they feel played. They feel played. They feel played. But it ain't nobody's fault but they own. It's nobody's fault but they own. And this is the same thing I've been talking about since I started this channel, man. I'm from the streets. I've been in the streets. I done did a lot of this stuff. I ain't never killed nobody. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I ain't never did none of that shit. But I did everything else but that. You know what I'm saying? Everything else they done did but that I done did it. Trust me. Couple times. And I know how this thing goes, man. And you gotta have your own mind and how they feel played. But really, y'all played yourself. And the reason why I was able to survive this long is because I had God. I mean, I was blessed. To be honest with you, I can't put it all on myself because I could have been unalived a couple times. I've been in shootouts and all that shit. I done shot at motherfuckers and all that type of shit too. So I'm saying I could have been unalived, could have not have been here. So let's give glory to God first and foremost. But also because I had my own mind, like you couldn't get me to do everything. I wasn't just no crash them. I wasn't just following anybody. I was able to make a decision, and even if it looked like an unpopular decision, I was able to make that decision because I just felt like it wasn't it wasn't a healthy decision for me to make. The name of the game is don't get caught. The number one rule of the jungle is self-preservation. You feel what I'm saying? Like you better have you some sense, gang. You know what I'm saying? And let's be honest, man. A lot of them dudes is followers, man. A lot of them dudes followers, man. I'm telling you, bro. Sometimes being a leader mean being alone. I'm gonna say that one more time. Sometimes being a leader being a leader mean being alone, which means that everybody might follow some sucker to go jump off the bridge, and you be like, nah, man, they going to jump off the bridge. I ain't following that nigga. Think about it. But we're gonna talk about it though. Also, we're gonna talk about Bloodhound Lil Jeff. You know what I mean? Y'all know Bloodhound Lil Jeff. You know what I mean? The Chicago the little Chicago young man, 21 years old, lost his life the other day on doing a drill. I want to talk about the fact that they say that Bloodhound Lil Vert and Q50 came back and got Lil Jeff. I think that's a fact that a lot of people overlook. You know what I'm saying? They came back and got him. They got photos of them coming back and getting them, man. You know what I mean? Like if he had not been, you know what I mean, gunned down, you know what I mean, over there spending on the ops block, man. They came back and got him. Even though they left him, they came back and got him though. I think we need to talk about that. You know what I mean? Like that's a hell of a to come back and get him. He dead. The ops. You on the ops block. When you came back and got him, you could have got a murder charge. You know what I'm saying? Because if you go in the commission of a felony, if somebody died and y'all in the commission of felony, you get that murder. They throwing around Bloodhound Lil Jeff's killer's name on the internet, alleged killer's name on the internet. I'm not doing that. You know why I'm not doing that? Because I saw that video. And I don't know who killed Bloodhound Lil Jeff. You don't see not one person shoot Lil Jeff. You just see Lil Jeff fall. So we don't know who shot it. But I see people throwing around the dude name like, that ain't policey. Let's just call it what it is. I ain't dissing. I ain't dissing. I ain't dissing. Do your thing. However y'all want to break y'all content, make y'all content. I don't have a problem with it. That's on y'all. That's your channel. You can do whatever y'all want to do now. But I'm just saying, don't nobody know who shot Lil Jeff. Not from the video. You know what I'm saying? The streets might know, but don't nobody from the video know who shot Lil Jeff. You don't see nobody in the video. So I'm not going to say who people are saying shot Lil Jeff. That's just a conscious decision that I'm making. First of all, whoever shot Lil Jeff definitely looked like it's self-defense because I seen Lil Jeff running Buddy down, and Buddy was running for his life. What they got in Chicago, mutual combat, that looked like mutual combat like a mug, you know? So, hey, I'm just saying. But the part I want to focus on is Q50 and Burt coming back to get Lil Jeff, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with what they was out there doing, but at the same time, you know, I see some people saying why they left Lil Jeff, but I'm just saying though, bro, we're gonna talk about it. They came back and got it. We're gonna also talk about Bishop Lamar Whitehead getting 9 years, bro. Man, I don't even know where to start with that at, man. You know how these man look, man. Bro, we knew what it was when we saw it, man. We knew Buddy was a jack-led preacher. You know what I'm saying? We knew that what it was when we saw it, dog. You know what I'm saying? If you're from the hood, seen a bunch of them, man. You know what I mean? We done seen a bunch of jack-led preachers. You know what I'm saying? So this is what happens, bro. This is what happens. They prey on the community, bro. Churches are 401(c)s, bro. They don't pay taxes, gang. You know what I'm saying? That's why, hey man, look, man, it's just sad that people use God in order to steal from people. You know what I mean? Rob the community. These people are already in poverty anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about our community. It's some other churches that have a lot of money um and their members have a lot of money. But I'm just saying, like for the urban communities, for the inner cities. You know what I mean? For these people supposed to be our people to use God in order to siphon money out of the community that a lot of times never gets returned back to the community. They pass the collection plate around 2 and 3 times a service, and it ain't even a collection plate no more. Because when I went to church, the last time I went to church, it was a small garbage can. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. It was a small garbage can. You know what I'm saying? So when you standing up in the middle of church wearing Gucci's, wearing $5,000 Gucci suits, $1 million worth of jewelry. He's alleged to have got robbed for $1 million worth of jewelry. You wearing $1 million worth of jewelry in the middle of a church with lower middle class people and poor people and people that below the poverty line, and you send up there um, persuading them to give you their hard-earned money in the name of God, and you sitting up there with $1 million worth of jewelry, and you doing fraud and all type of stuff, man. So yeah, he got 9 years. We're gonna talk about it, man. These people hell, bro. But what we first gonna talk about is we're gonna get into the Young Thug trial, man. The Young Thug trial, man. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Young Thug's attorney Brian Steele has been cooking, man. Listen, let me tell you something. What I have learned watching these trials, when I mean these trials, I mean the Melly trial and the Young Thug trial. I have learned the importance of having a competent attorney, and I have learned that money talks and BS walks. I'm talking about, I already knew it, but to see it on display like this, you know what I'm saying? And I also learned that when you go in a courtroom without competent uh, legal representation, it's a high probability that you probably could have had a favorable outcome, but it didn't turn out in your favor because of the legal representation that you had. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at you could be guilty as hell, but if your legal representation is adequate enough, you can come out of that thing, man. It ain't like they said, it's what they can prove. And not only that, they have to go about the right way of proving it. Because if they cross them lines in any kind of way, if you have the right legal representation, your legal representation can call for a mistrial. He can call for a judge to be recused. He can do all kind of stuff that will help you get a favorable outcome. You might get convicted and come back on appeal because your lawyer did his due diligence when the state attorney or the judge or either the prosecutor, whatever, was doing something that they wasn't allowed to do, because we can see they do things that they're not allowed to do in the courtroom all the time. You know what I'm saying? And even though your lawyer calls it out, they still continue to do it. We saw in the Melly trial where they held Brady material from Melly's attorneys. We seeing right here in the Young Thug trial where they having ex parte meetings without notifying the defense. None of the defense knew coercing a witness, young YSL Woody, making him testify when Woody first pled the fifth. He didn't want to testify, but then they told him that they was going to impeach. I mean, find him in what they call it what they call the shit when you lie on stand, whatever. Well, they was going to charge him with that, and if he would have got charged with that, he was going to stay in jail the entirety of the trial. Trial might go on another year or two. Shit, they put Woody in jail for that weekend. The next week he came in there. Woody came in there and he went there acting crazy on the stand because he got to testify. Because if he don't testify, they saying they're gonna put him in jail. Even though he said he didn't want to testify, he pled the fifth. You see what I'm saying? You coerce the witness to testify. If Thug didn't have legal representation, that may have not even been. That might have just been overlooked and swept under the rug. You see what I'm saying? But we gonna get into it though, man. Shout out to the Cup Boys. We're gonna play the Cup Boys video, and we're gonna jump through these topics real quick. I got a lot of content for you guys today, so I'm getting started early. I know some of y'all ain't up right now. I know some of y'all gonna catch this on the replay game. Shout out to SLK, something like Cloud TV. Yo, Inglewood, I got the notification for your cash app you sent. I appreciate you, gang. I appreciate everybody that shout out to Javon. I seen you comment on my community photo that I put out there about me being in the hospital. Yeah, I was in the hospital a couple hours ago, but I got out, got me a little rest, and I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I still got honestly, I still got the hospital band on my damn on. To be honest with you, but I'm making this video for y'all, man, because we're gonna keep this thing rolling, man. I like the progress that we've been making, and I like the frequency of the content we've been able to put out, and I just want to keep staying the algorithm, man, because if you I'm learning as I go, but if you don't put this content out, the algorithm kick you out real quick. And even though the views ain't up where I want them to be at, I just got to keep going in order to work to get them up to where I want them to be, where I know they can be, where I know they will be in the future, man. So yeah, shout out to the Cup Boys. Y'all subscribe to the Cup Boys channel. We're gonna go into the Young Thug content, and then we're gonna bounce around to all these topics as we go.
RICO trial. All right, shout out Thugger Daily for tweeting out this full document, but here we go. Motion to disqualify recused Judge Glanville from all further dealings in the above referenced case. A motion for mistrial, which was goaded by the improper conduct committed in concert by the court and prosecution. On Monday, June 10th, within 5 days of filing this timely motion, this court, along with the prosecutors, engaged in an unlawful, improper ex parte meeting with, among other persons, a sworn witness, Kenneth Copeland, for whom an order of use and immunity had been issued on Friday. No notice of this ex parte meeting was provided any attorney for any of the criminally accused in this case. In fact, the accused and their counsel were in the dark that this Star Chamber meeting occurred. Mr. Copeland previously been called to testify on Friday, June 7th, asserted the Fifth Amendment privilege in open court in front of the jury and was held in contempt and incarcerated until such time as he agreed to testify pursuant to the grant of the use immunity. Judge Glanville and the prosecutors essentially admitted by silence and by statements in open court that an ex parte meeting occurred on the morning of June 10th, only after undersigned counsel revealed, based upon information belief, that this impermissible meeting occurred. So obviously the backbone of this recusal with Brian Steele is the ex parte meeting so far. At the earliest opportunity on the afternoon of June 10th, 2024, the court was informed, based upon information and belief, that the ex parte meeting with the sworn witness Kenneth Copeland and the prosecution occurred earlier today, that the witness had made factual admissions and that statements were made to the witness by court and prosecutors acting in concert about the amount of time Mr. Copeland could be held in custody on the contempt. So they made it very aware to Kenneth that he has to testify or else he could be in there until everyone else is tried in this case, which there's other defendants that are severed. So it could be years. Unknown.
You see what I'm saying? You see how they made Lil Woody testify? This is what Brian Steele is upset about. You can't make him testify if he don't want to testify. You're threatening him. If he don't testify, you're gonna put him in jail for 2 years. You see what I'm saying? They offered him immunity. He still didn't want it. He didn't want to testify. He don't have to testify. You making him testify. See what I'm saying?
Hearing that he might be in jail for years is a little scary. The court denied undersigned counsel's request for the transcript of the ex parte meeting and denied the timely motion for mistrial based upon this improper and illegal ex parte meeting, which violated Mr. Williams' constitutional and statutory rights, including the right to due process, a fair trial, a fair tribunal, ethical prosecutors, and the right to be present at every critical stage of the proceedings under the Georgia Constitution. Superior Court Rule 4.1 and Judicial Conduct 2.9, rules about ex parte communications. 4.1 generally prohibits ex parte communications except as authorized by law or by rule. Judges shall neither initiate nor consider ex parte communications by interested parties or their attorneys concerning a pending or impending proceeding. Ex parte hearings are only authorized in the case of extraordinary matters such as temporary restraining orders and temporary injunctions. In other judicial hearings, both parties should be notified of the hearing with the opportunity of attending and voicing any objection that may be properly registered. And they're citing some cases, Pendergrass or Skelton again. The same, remember Doug Weinstein? I read the document of Doug Weinstein. He cited the same case, I believe. Conduct 2.9, assuring fair hearings and averting ex parte communications, provide judges shall accord to every person who has legal interest in the proceeding or that person's lawyer the right to be heard according to law. Judges shall not initiate, permit, or consider ex parte communications or consider other communications made to them outside the presence of the parties or their lawyers concerning pending proceedings or impending matters, subject to the following exception. The judge reasonably believes that no party will gain a procedural or substantive or tactical advantage as the result of the ex parte communication. The judge makes provision promptly to notify all other parties of the substance of the ex parte communication and gives the parties an opportunity to respond. He didn't do any of that. Like literally none of that with this ex parte communication. They had no idea what was going on. This court violated USCR 4.1 and the Georgia Code of Judicial Conduct 2.9. The court has joined the prosecutor's team and is biased against Mr. Williams and favorable to the prosecutors as objectively demonstrated on June 10th, as well as throughout the pendency of this case. He said they joined the prosecutor's team. Brian Steele is saying that Judge Glanville picked a side. The court rejected undersigned counsel's substantive request for the information about the unlawful ex parte meeting, and the court denied undersigned counsel's motion for mistrial and Instead, the court stunningly demanded to know how undersigned counsel came into possession of this information about the ex parte meeting. The prosecutor stunningly sat mute and permitted this injustice to occur and for the court to attempt to intimidate undersigned counsel. Later, Love, a lawyer currently employed with Fulton County District Attorney's Office, argued the ex parte hearing with witness Kenneth Copeland was ethical, just, and proper. The other prosecutor still remained mute. The judge's priority at the time was, how did you find this out? When it should have been, you're right, I should have told you. He's obviously scared to admit that because it could cause a mistrial. Undersigned counsel declined to join the antics and ignoring rules and ethical provisions, and declined to provide information requested by the court, relying on the State Bar Rule of Professional Conduct 1.6, which states a lawyer shall maintain in confidence all information gained in the professional relationship with the client. So they're just going to say attorney-client privilege, including information which the client has requested to be held inviolate, or the disclosure of which would be embarrassing or would likely be detrimental to the client unless the client gives informed consent. Rule 1.6 specifically states the attorney-client privilege applies in the judicial and other proceedings in which a lawyer may be called as a witness or otherwise required to produce evidence concerning a client. The rule of client-lawyer confidentiality applies in situations other than those where evidence is sought from the lawyer through compulsion of law. A lawyer may not disclose such information except as authorized or required by the Georgia Rules of Professional Conduct or other law. The court ignored the ethical rules relied upon and continued to demand undersigned counsel to reveal the source of the information, claiming that the way that undersigned counsel obtained that information was somehow unlawful, and baselessly accused undersigned counsel on the record of potentially acquiring the information through eavesdropping. The judge backtracked on that, saying, I don't believe you eavesdropped, hours later. In response to the specious accusations and the impermissible demands of the court, undersigned counsel relied on the ethical mandates of Rule 1.6 and the Fifth Amendment right to remain silent and declined to provide the source of information. The court is so biased against undersigned counsel and Mr. Williams, the court ignored all laws and pursued contempt penalties to attempt to intimidate undersigned counsel to violate the law and ethics in order to continue to help the prosecution convict Mr. Williams. Wow. Brian Steele is such a G. Court put Brian Steele in contempt. Supreme Court of Georgia grants his superseded bond. The court violated the law by failing its duty to recuse from presiding over this attempt proceeding, and such proceedings where the announcement of punishment is delayed, where the contumacious conduct was directed towards the judge, or where the judge reacted to the contumacious conduct in such manner as to become involved in the controversy. The judge may give the attorney notice of specific charges, but the hearing, including the attorney's opportunity to be heard, must be conducted by another judge. Actually, Merchant pointed out. She kept saying another judge had to do the hearing, and he wasn't hearing none of it.
It's so
None of that shit. Here, the court involved itself in the proceedings by joining the prosecution team and conducting the ex parte meeting that violated Mr. Williams' rights. This created a conflict of interest for the court because its own unethical conduct is questioned and at the heart of the issue. The court then compounded its abuse of power by presiding over the very contempt hearing where its own rules violations prompted the controversy. Holy shit. The court should have recused and allowed the contempt proceedings to be handled by a separate court. Further, the prosecutor sat mute and permitted the court to attempt to interrogate and intimidate another member of the bar who reported a violation of law and also prompted the court's unlawful conduct by asserting that ex parte meeting was proper. The court denied Mr. Williams and undersigned counsel for their due process rights, as counsel has the right to adequate notice and to be heard, to call witnesses at a hearing, and to be represented by counsel for the entirety of the contempt proceeding. And Mr. Williams had the right to learn all the facts and circumstances of this critical stage of the proceeding that occurred in the absence ex parte. May say, boys, this is not looking good for Judge Glanville. He got big time. The record also reveals numerous instances during the trial where the judge's behavior appears to have been biased against Mr. Williams' counsel and partial in favor of the state. The record also reveals, too, when the trial court wrongly berated counsel in front of the jury. After a number of such incidents, Mr. Williams' counsel, out of the jury's presence, moved for the trial judge's recusal and sought a mistrial on the grounds that the judge had shown lack of objectivity and had displayed bias against Mr. Williams and his counsel and had assisted the prosecution in making their case before the jury. The judge definitely yelled at Miss Love a few times, but I think he's yelled at the defense lawyers in front of the jury way more than Miss Love. Judges have an ethical duty to disqualify themselves from any matter in which they have a personal bias or prejudice concerning a party or attorney appearing before them. I get the vibes that Judge Glanville does not like Max Shard or Brian Steele. Judges should disqualify themselves in a proceeding in which their impartiality might reasonably be questioned. We read that in the Doug Weinstein recusal, including but not limited to instances where the judge has a personal bias or prejudice concerning a party or a party's lawyer. The Supreme Court is mindful of the extraordinary pressures attending a criminal trial of this magnitude. On the one hand, defense counsel is obligated to vigorously defend his client against all charges brought by the state. Likewise, prosecutors must effectively and ethically present the state's case to a jury. At the same time, the trial judge is charged with ensuring that the rules of evidence and procedure are followed and that the proceedings are both orderly and unethical and fair. When these several interests come together in the courtroom during trial, disagreements between the bench and bar are to be expected. The judge's conduct, as discussed above, created the impression that he harbored an inclination to be biased against Mr. Williams and his counsel, and partial towards the prosecution. I, of course, need not decide whether such bias and partiality actually existed, because judges are ethically bound to disqualify themselves. We've heard that several times. This judge is not going to do that. He has not followed that rule at all. 3 circumstances in which the recusal of a court is necessary on the ground of mere appearance of bias, even in the absence of evidence of actual bias. Mr. Williams does not waive that actual bias has been objectively shown throughout the trial as well as on June 10th, but for simplicity, the appearance of bias is also met. 2 of these circumstances arise in the case at bar. First, mere appearance of bias requires the recusal of a judge when the judge becomes embroiled in the controversy of one of the litigants. Cites Mayberry v. Pennsylvania and Taylor v. Hayes. Second, due process requires recusal of the judge when the judge takes a role in the accusatory process. Our highest court explained that the Constitution prohibits a scenario where the judge orders witness to appear before him or her in order for the judge to gather facts to determine whether the contempt proceeding should occur, and then the same judge presides over the contempt trial. This is because such judge-grand jury arrangement calls the judge to become part of the accusatory process, and thus this judge must be recused from further dealings with the case. Here, Judge Glanville has ordered Mr. Copeland's lawyer and others to appear to give information on a contempt proceeding, same as against the law. In the case of bar, the court met ex parte with prosecutors and a sworn witness, Copeland, and never intended to reveal the ex parte meeting occurred to Mr. Williams and her counsel, or to anyone for that matter. The court has become part of the executive branch prosecuting Mr. Williams. Moreover, the prosecutors have abandoned and violated their ethical duties by engaging in this ex parte meeting and sitting silent while the court held undersigned counsel in contempt and failed to reveal any Brady evidence from the meeting. Kenneth Copeland saying that he murdered Donovan Thomas in the meeting is 100% Brady evidence for the defense. The court and the prosecutors should not be working together, but they are. Bro, right?
So did y'all hear that? Lil Woody told him in the ex parte meeting, which was the secret meeting that went on without Young Thug's lawyers or any of the defendants' lawyers present. He told them that he was going to testify that he murdered Nut. When he told them that, they threatened that if they threatened him and told him if he says that, then they're going to file. What it is? What the shit is when you lie on the stand? I forgot the word I'm looking for, man. I can't say it, but they was gonna say that they was gonna charge him with that and therefore put him in jail. Um, Basically saying that you can't say that on the stand. If he want to say that on the stand, he should be able to say that on the stand. But the reason why they don't want him to say that on the stand because they putting the murder on Yak Gotti and the other dude, right? And maybe Yak Gotti and the other dude did murder Donovan Nut Thomas. It doesn't matter though. If the defendant, if Lil Woody wants to say that on the stand, he should be allowed to say that. They don't want him to say that because that would create reasonable doubt in the minds of the jury as to whether Yak Gotti and the other guy actually killed Donovan Nut Thomas. You see what I'm saying? And the fact that young Lil Woody is saying that, it might be all just to create reasonable doubt. Maybe he didn't kill Nut. Maybe he did kill Nut. All I know is that they are supposed to allow him to say that, and they didn't allow him to say that. That's coercing a witness, and this is what they're talking about. This is what Brian Still is talking about.
It was funny as shit. Teaming up to gain an unlawful advantage over Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams' trial is fractured, unfair, and lacks all constitutional, statutory, and ethical safeguards and protections of due process of the law. The court is biased against the accused and his counsel. No honest person could believe that coercing witness Copeland to testify in a star chamber setting meets constitutional muster. This court has failed to follow the lawful path. Instead, the court has unlawfully become the prosecutor, judge, grand jury, biased, partial, potential sentencer, and thus must be reviewed from this case on a motion to disqualify/recuse. Is the duty of the judge to pass only on the legal sufficiency of the facts alleged and to ask whether these facts support a charge of bias or prejudice. Neither the truth of these allegations nor the good faith of the pleader may be questioned, regardless of the judge's personal knowledge to the controversy. So the judge must assume all of this to be true, and he has to rule whether there has been prejudice or bias in the situation. The test is whether, assuming the truth of the facts alleged in the attached affidavit, a reasonable person would conclude bias exists on the part of the judge. A reasonable person. This trial's over. I don't see how this trial's going to go on. This court's conduct raises a strong finding that has become personally embroiled in the case. It's clear even to a casual observer that this court's involvement in this controversy requires this court to be disqualified from all further proceedings in the above referenced case, and another judge who will duly exercise the powers of the judicial branch with partiality, clarity, and fairness must be appointed. Holy shit, Brian Steele, man. This motion to recuse Judge Glanville, accompanied by the attached affidavit, mandates that Judge Glanville shall immediately cease to act upon any matters involved State of Georgia versus Jeffrey Williams shall immediately determine the timeliness of this motion and legal sufficiency, assuming that any and all facts alleged in the affidavit to be true, whether recusal will be warranted. It is found that this motion is timely filed. The affidavit is legally sufficient, and that recusal will be authorized if some or all facts set forth in the affidavit are true, which it does.
Excuse
So
me,
the parentheses in this shit is so good. Judge Glanville must cease from any further contact with this case, and another judge shall be assigned. So I wonder how this is going to go. Brian Steele keeps pointing out the Georgia Code of Judicial Conduct Rule 2.11 that mandates Judge Glanville must disqualify or recuse himself from this case. Facts cannot be ignored. Judge Glanville's impartiality might reasonably be questioned by an objective observer, and thus Judge Glanville must be disqualified from the case. Cites Burt versus State, and they cite Elliott versus State. Judge Glanville's potential bias is such a nature and tendency to prevent Judge Glanville from being influenced by his prejudgments. Glanville's conduct gives fair support to a charge of a bent mind that may prevent or impede the impartiality of justice if Judge Glanville is not disqualified with recusal in this case. This indictment must be dismissed. A mistrial granted based upon the court's and prosecution's continued misconduct. It's going down. They've cited so many cases, bro. United States versus Linder, United States versus Morrison, United States versus Golden. Judge Glanville, lawyers for the state, Love and Hilton will be called as witnesses at trial for the jury to understand this ex parte meeting and determine demeanor and credibility. Steele wants to call them as witnesses. Additionally, Mr. Williams demands all ex parte meetings to be disclosed in order to properly reveal the full extent of all violations of laws and ethics. Again, lawyers for the state, Love and Hilton, and Judge Glanville are necessary witnesses at this hearing and trial to determine the correctness of this motion for mistrial goaded by conduct of these parties/judge. Brian Steele wants this indictment dismissed, and he wants to call them as witnesses. Will it happen? I don't know, because it seems like Georgia is the Wild West of court. Who knows how they're going to respond, bro? This could get bad. Tomorrow could be very...
Okay, so I really wanted to go over that because, as of a week or so ago, since YSL Woody touched the stand, this case is heated up, man. A lot of us wasn't paying attention to this case because it was so boring and it was so drawn out, and we knew this case was gonna last at least another year. And just to tune into this thing every court proceeding, it was just so boring. But lo and behold, when YSL Woody got on that stand, he turned this thing up. He made it entertaining, and that's when all the sparks started flying. And that's when all this controversy is surrounding the testimony of YSL Woody. And this is when we got to the situation with the ex parte meeting, the secret meeting that was held between the judge, the prosecution, and YSL Woody without any of the defendants' lawyers being present, which is a violation of their rights. Then, when Brian Steele brought this to the court's attention that he knew about the ex parte meeting, instead of the judge admitting that it was an ex parte meeting, he doubled down on his violating all of the defendants' rights, actually, and he threw David Steele in jail. David Steele then got a appeal from the Georgia State Supreme Court. They let him out of jail. Throughout the situation to where he had to be go to jail, the judge ordered him to do 20 days in jail. So on weekends, which means he would have to turn himself in every Friday and get released every Sunday evening. For 10 weeks, the Georgia State Supreme Court threw that shit out immediately, and then Brian Steele in turn filed a motion for the judge to recuse himself from the trial. Listen, I'm gonna say this. I agree with Brian Steele. You know what I mean? Like, let's just apart from what Young Thugs is alleged to have done, we ain't talking about that. What we talking about is that you have the people that are supposed to be the good guys, supposed to be getting justice for the victims and the community, but what they're doing is they're violating the accused rights in order to get so-called justice. You can't do that. That's nothing more than a lynch mob. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't. You have to. If you're gonna prosecute somebody, if you're the good guys, if you're the judge, if you're the state, if you're the government, it's a code of ethics. You have to go by the book. You probably have to go by the rules in order to get uh a conviction. You have to give these people all of these people. You have to give them due process, and they're not doing that. They're being judge, jury, and executioner because they feel like these people did these crimes. And even if they did do these crimes, you have to prove that they did these crimes beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law, and you have to do it without breaking the law, and they're violating the people's rights, and this is what they're doing. By not doing that, you're no better than them. You are a criminal yourself, You know what I mean? Sir, ma'am, whoever it is. This happened in the Melly trial, and it's happening right now in the Young Thug trial. And in my opinion, I think this case is over with as well. Is Young Thug guilty? We don't know now. We don't know. We don't know because they ain't even going. They ain't even doing it by the way that they should do it in order to prove to the public that he's guilty. All we know now is you're violating his rights, and Young Thug has competent enough legal representation to point that out, to file the right motions, and to get this thing thrown out. So do I think it's gonna get thrown out? I think it's a strong possibility. I do think that judge is gone. I don't think there's no way that they can actually even have the illusion of a fair trial with that judge sitting up there on the bench. So let's sit around and see how this goes. But as of now, this looks like Young Thug. This trial is going to Young Thug's favor. We'll see how it goes though. But I just want y'all to pay attention to how they will railroad you or people if they so choose. And the only defense against that is to have money and adequate enough legal representation. You know what I mean? Because if Young Thug didn't have this kind of money, shoo, man, all of this stuff, a lot of this stuff probably would have went down, and it would have been, and it wouldn't have been uh, highlighted, or none of these motions for the judge to recuse himself or anything might have not have happened. You know what I mean? So this just goes to show us we watching how important it is to have good, competent legal representation, man. But let's move on. Okay, so shout out to the Cup Boys. Go subscribe to the Cup Boys channel. Shout out to my boy Lil Kel, man. Go subscribe to Lil Kel's channel, Lil Kel Truth Movement on YouTube. Go subscribe to that, man. Appreciate you, Lil Kel. Let's go on. Let's go on. All righty here. What we gonna go on to next, man? We got Muwop. We got Muwop and Cdai, old Blocky and so it's such as FYBJ Main calls them. We know Muwop is in jail for the murder of FBG Duck. And we know Cdai is in jail for the murder of uh, a cab driver in retaliation to the murder of L.A. Capone allegedly. I think Cdai doing 40 years or something like that. 39 to 40 years. It's one of the two numbers. And Muwop is waiting on sentencing, but he has been convicted along with five other individuals on the murder of FBG Duck. Um, as we know, a couple of days ago, a phone call leaked between FYBJ Main and Lil Durk, um, where they were talking about pushing peace. FYBJ Main from 63rd, Lil Durk from Lamar, front which is affiliated with O Block, Front Street, that side. The BDs against the GDs. You know what I'm saying? They're mortal enemies. Those two factions are mortal enemies, let us say. And these guys were talking about pushing peace. You know what I mean? I've seen a lot of positive reactions to these guys getting on the phone and talk about pushing peace all over the internet. I appreciate people um, putting this positivity in the air. I appreciate people looking at this thing in a positive manner. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way we should look at it. Um, we should support these two individuals by speaking positivity on the actions that they have that we have seen them take, and that looks like that they've agreed to go forward and take. You know what I mean? And the reason why we got to do that is because so many people have lost their lives. So many children have lost their lives. So many family members, loved ones have lost their lives in this gang violence. You know what I'm saying? And if this is the time that these two individuals are going to try to put forth their best effort for this to change, we gotta support this, man. We gotta support this because we can help them keep going down this path by us supporting them. You know what I'm saying? By us putting positive content out there. You know what I mean? Letting them know that this is what we want to see. You know what I'm saying? Letting them know that we ain't gonna look bad. We ain't gonna look down on them or cast aspersions on them for taking this course of action. And also how big I want people to understand how big this is of them to do this, knowing that they still are hurt from the loss of their friends, family, loved ones, um, at the hands of the other side. Do y'all understand how much strength that takes in order to let that hurt go? Even though you know you lost your family, your friends, your loved ones, your brother. You know what I'm saying? To look across the aisle or look across the battlefield and say, you know what, man, I'm tired of this. I don't want to lose no more people that I love. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to continue down a path of destruction because all you're doing is going off your emotions. You know what I'm saying? But if you could just sit and think and use your head and think about the other people that you're gonna lose along the way, if you continue down this path, it's no win with this. It's no win with this. It's no win. Like, this is a self-destructive pattern. Like, it's like self-hate. You know, because you're killing people that look just like you. You're killing people that are some kin to you. We know in Chicago, these boys are spit on their cousins. You know what I mean? They'll spit on their family members. It's family members that they grew up with, played in the sandbox with. Two sisters' children on different sides of the battlefield, different sides of the war, grew up together, playing with each other, and now they'll kill each other if they catch each other on the battlefield. You know, so um, I look at a lot of these situations and I look at the nuances of these situations. I've never been in no situation like that, but I still have enough foresight to be able to put myself in these guys' shoes from what they've told, from what I've heard them say, from what I witnessed went down amongst these guys on the battlefield fighting this war, and I could kind of envision what they was going through. I can't 100% feel exactly what they felt, but I think I do a good enough job to understand um how and why both sides, all of these different individuals feel the way they feel. You know what I'm saying? And that brings me to Muwop and Cdai. It's alleged that Muwop and Cdai done dissed Lil Durk for getting on the phone with J Man and pushing peace. And I'm gonna tell you why they dissing him. I knew this. Listen, I've been thinking about this ever since Tay Capone came out and said that he respects people that push peace, but at the same time, he can't really he don't feel that way as they feel, as the people that push peace feel right now. And I spoke about this, and I know why he don't feel that way and why he can't get to that spot right now. But I'm gonna say this: it don't matter. It don't matter if he can't get to that spot right now. No matter what, the facts is still the facts. The reason why he can't get to that spot right now is because Tay 600 loves he loves and loved L.A. Capone. And if he feels like if he makes peace with the ops, L.A. Capone will be done died for nothing. I know that's how he feel. I know that's how he feel. And that's why he can't do it. Because he'll feel like his brother, his homie, died for nothing. But let me tell you something. No matter whether he can admit it or not, or get to that place or not, whether he ever uh, lets it go or agrees with push a piece of buries the hatchet or whatever, the fact still remains. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. L.A. Capone died for nothing. All of those guys that died in the Chirac war in Chirac died for nothing. This is the God, the heaven truth. So whether you want to admit it, whether you want to accept it or not, it's the fact still remains they did. And I shout out the hood educated. I see hood educated say the exact same thing. He's right. I said this. And this is the reason why Muwop and Cdai is allegedly dissing Lil Durk right now. Because now they realize that they were fools. You were fools. You believed in something that you shouldn't have believed in. You were a follower. You let the environment, you let the peer pressure, you let what everybody else had going on around you influence you to make a decision to live that way. But then you come to find out when you done threw your life away, when it looks like you're gonna spend the rest of your life in jail or a large portion of your life in jail, that now people done grew up. Now the people that was blessed to live through the situation and get time to age and to mature, you realize that they didn't realize that what they was doing was dumb. They got children now that they want to be out here for. They got children now that they want to create a safer community for their children to grow up. You see? And I told y'all this on this channel. I said this. I say, if you don't die in the streets, if you don't get life in jail, and you got a little bit of common sense, you're gonna end up right here where Uncle Marita is at. I said this a bunch of times. And what I mean right here where I'm at is trying to tell the young people that what they doing, they need to stop doing that, and they need to focus on living a positive, productive life so they can be out here with their families, raise their children, and experience this thing called life as long as they possibly can, instead of dying in the streets for nothing, keeping the score, dying for blocks that you don't even own, you know what I'm saying? Risking your life and going to prison for forever. Riding for riding for a gang who gonna fuck your old lady when you go to jail. Who ain't gonna see no money. Shit, only Muwop I heard was on one of the only ones with a paid attorney. The rest of them dudes had public defenders. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? This what goes on. You know what I mean? You should not listen, bro. You got people that learn from their mistakes, and you got people that learn from others' mistakes. The smartest person learns from others' mistakes. But hey, some of us got to go through things. Experience is the best teacher. I'm not looking down on anybody. You know what I mean? I'm somebody that definitely had to have experiences to teach me certain things. But I kind of like 50-50. Sometimes I make my own mistakes. Sometimes I can see what other people do. It just depends. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not dissing nobody for that. But I'm just saying, this is what happened with these guys. So right now they sit at Muwop and Cdai sitting right there in themselves and they hurt. They hurt because they're like, damn, we believed in something. We believed in something. Bro, you didn't have your own mind, bro. I told y'all this a long time ago. How I escaped prison is I was blessed. I'm always gonna give glory to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? I'm always give glory to the Most High. I'm never gonna get too big head to think that I was just so smart. No, hell no. First and foremost, I'm gonna give glory to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? But second of all, I just always understood that it was things that in the streets that I wasn't willing to do. I just showed y'all I got two homeboys, it was three of them at first, but I got two of them that's doing 85 years in an Arkansas prison for robbing banks. I used to hang with them every day. Every day. They never once asked me to rob a bank, and I never once asked them to rob a bank. You see what I'm saying? But they was robbing banks. They had all kind of money. They had all kind of money. All kind of money, all kind of cars. I ain't never had that kind of money what they had. And I was hanging with them every day. Never asked them for no money. Of course, niggas look out for you, you know what I'm saying? Little shit like that. But I never asked them for no money. I never asked them to go on no bank robbery. I sat right there, and I stayed in my lane. That's what you call staying in your lane. You know what I'm saying? Not being greedy, not being jealous. I never was jealous of my homeboys. Do y'all thing. That's what y'all want to do. If that's what you choose to do, hey homeboy, do what you want to do. That's your lane. That's not my lane. And I'm not dissing them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dissing them at all. Don't get it twisted. I'm not thinking I'm smarter or nothing like that. I'm not dissing them or nothing. Because I wish they wasn't in jail. I miss them. But I'm just saying, by me making that conscious decision, I'm still right here right now to talk to you guys. I just got a Facebook message from one of them maybe like a couple of weeks ago, maybe like a month ago. I ain't gonna share the message with y'all, but I got a message from one of them with some real shit. You feel me? So that's what I'm saying. That's what you have to do, man. You know what I'm saying? You might think that you might look like you might feel like you behind. You might feel like, oh yeah, these dudes is getting money, they doing this and they doing that. Life is not a sprint, life is a marathon. Do you know how many friends and homies that I wish was still here, wish was still out here, wish was still alive, that they dead or in prison? And little old me, Marito, still here, Still trucking along like the tortoise. You know the race between the tortoise and the hare? Still trucking along at my own little pace. Got to see my granddaughter be born. Got to raise my children. My children grown now. You know, I got to experience so much more in life. I done been on trips, vacations to the islands. You know, experience all type of family events and memories being made by my loved ones that my homeboys that's dead or in prison didn't get to experience because they locked up or they gone by the decisions that they made. Again, I'm not dissing them. I don't want this to come off as I'm smarter than them or nothing. Because I know I was blessed. That's it. So I'm gonna get a the praise and the glory and the credit to the most high. Yeah, I'm no, don't no, I'm not never. No, I don't want this to be that tone. But I'm just saying, Muwop, Cdai, and a host of the rest of you guys that was out there doing that stuff. Y'all listen, bro. Them was kids, man. I want people to understand this too. Them is children. Them was children. I don't care what nobody say. Them was kids. They was out there playing a game of life and death. They was playing for their life and laughing at it, getting on Twitter, dissing each other. Like, does this sound like the mind of some of individuals who actually understand life and understand how precious life is and understand what's really going on out here? They didn't. They was just the blind leading the blind, the children of the corn. And now that the ones of them who's lived long enough to be able to mature and understand more about life, now that thing is switching in their head. Now it's switching. Now it's switching in Little Durk head. Now it's switching in J Main head. And it's gonna switch in some more of them boys' head. Even if it ain't switched now, it's gonna switch. Let me tell you what's gonna make it switch. Watch your children grow up. Watch your children grow up that you love, and you realize the environment that you done cultivated that your children have to survive in. This gang mentality, this backdoor mentality, this spin on ops, this yeah I killed my cousin, Lil Durk, and what the nigga name, what the nigga name, the nigga got caught with the guns. I forgot the nigga name. Yeah, Zay Osama. Yeah, this culture right here. This the environment your children gonna have to live in if you don't try to make it better. That's part of the reason why I be giving this up. That's why I be saying what I be saying on this channel because I'm doing what I can to make this environment better for my children, for my grandchildren. I don't want my babies to be out there killing your babies. I don't want your babies to be killing my babies or my kid people or my cousins or nothing. I don't want none of that to happen. Hell, half these kids who doing this to each other, their parents used to be friends or still friends. Lashina knows the mothers of some of the guys that did this to her son. You see what I'm saying? So people make mistakes. I understand it. When you wake up, when you wisen up, you should do what you can in order to try to fix what you messed up for the next generation, for the children. Because other than that, it's just gonna be a worse cycle of violence, death, heartache, and pain. And I think this is what these guys are realizing as they look into their baby's eyes. That's what's going on here, man. So shout out to Lil Durk. Shout out to FYBJ, man. I hope this is is something that really happens. You know what I'm saying? All I know is I'm gonna do my best on my channel to motivate you guys to continue to see this thing through because at the end of the day, it's what's best for the community. It's what's best for the next generation. It's what's best for the world because drill culture has encompassed the world. You guys influence the whole world. Everybody knows drill started in Chicago. Everybody knows who the guys are that was at the center, at the forefront. We need Chief Keef to come on, get on board too. Cause you ain't even banging no more, Chief Keef. Let's keep it real. You ain't banging no more. You can still rep your section, but you ain't banging no more, bro. You been there, put that down. You know what I'm saying? We need you to get on board with this too. You know what I'm saying? I wish Duck was alive because Duck was definitely somebody that would have been all for this. Right after he came out with Chicago Legends, he was that was his mentality at that time. But as the streets be the streets. There's things happen in the streets, and you know, dead bitches came right after that. But Duck definitely would have been cool with this. I think Duck definitely was tired of seeing his homies die. I think Duck definitely wanted to get his family out and live a normal, happy life. You know what I'm saying? Playing cards with his mama, having family functions and where his friends was there and they could just enjoy each other. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I wish Duck was alive so that he could be a part of this. You know? But we can't go back in time. You know what I'm saying? We can't go back in time. Now, this is what I want to say. I want us to make sure that the people like Cdai and Muwop that cast aspersions on Durk, FYBJ Man, and anybody else who joined this coalition to stop the violence and to push peace. I want us to shun them. I want us to give them negative press for real because we need this. We don't need them derailing none of this because their lives are where they are. Because I ain't gonna say they over because I ain't no judge, jury, execution. I'm gonna say because their lives are where they are because they're in jail for a long time at this point. Now, y'all ain't gonna stop nothing over here. Y'all ain't gonna pull this down because where y'all ain't finna do this crab in the barrel bucket. Now, this is the power of media, and we can do this, guys. The media, we can do this. You know what I mean? We have a lot of influence. You know what I mean? Everybody listens to us. Whether we got 5,000 followers, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, a million. If we all saying the same thing, do you know how many people that will reach? That would make those negative people who say, "Oh, Dirk, you a goofy for burying the what's the name?" No, 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 he's not. No, he ain't. No, he ain't. He grew up. He's growing up. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't gonna let you shame them for them making the right decision that they should have made long before. But at the same time, it ain't never too late to do something that's right. It ain't never too late to correct the wrong. The only time it's too late is when you dead and you can't correct it no more. It's never too late to correct a wrong. That's the problem with us now. A lot of us be wrong as hell and don't want to admit we wrong. We got too much pride. We don't want to. We just want to continue down this path. Want to be right so bad, and everybody know you wrong, going straight to your destruction because of your pride. Man, you better turn around and apologize. You better turn around and set this thing straight, because God giving you another day as a chance to do that. Do what's right. Shit, all of I watch these guys, man. A lot of these guys, when an op used to fall, they'll laugh, they'll get on the internet and troll and this and that. But I watch these same guys when they friends or homies was chopped down or lost in the streets, they cried, they hurt. They just had a balloon release for Bloodhound Lil Jeff. Bloodhound Lil Jeff allegedly got 10 bodies. His homies is crying. They hurt. You see? We human. I don't care how hard they try to make it and try to laugh it off on the internet and try to play like, they just don't have no emotions. That's a lie. Because we see it when you lose your friends, when you lose your homies. See what I'm saying? I don't want y'all to feel that hurt no more. I don't want them bloodhounds to feel that hurt of losing little Jeff. by losing another one and another one and another one. I don't want to keep the people that unalive Lil Jeff to feel that hurt no more because it's a retaliation thing for them losing, for them doing whatever happened to Lil Jeff. I don't want 63rd to lose no more people because the people from O Block don't like them. I don't want the people from O Block to lose nobody else from another faction doing something to them. You get what I'm saying? Because it's just everybody gonna end up still hurting. We see that this doesn't work. We see that killing the ops don't work. You know why? Because it's more ops be born. It's more ops that come up. You know what I mean? It's always ops. You're gonna get got, big dog. Either you're gonna get got, or you're either gonna stop, or either you're gonna go to jail. It's always ops. It's always ops. Y'all making these ops in y'all mind sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. But it's always ops. If y'all want to fight that goddamn bad, sign up for the army. You can get paid to fight, and you ain't gonna go to jail for fight. If you wanna do something to somebody so bad, if you got that much hate or anger in you that when you want to unalive somebody so bad, sign up for the army. They're gonna train you how to do it. They're gonna pay you. You might get rewards and medals and all type of shit to do it. My daddy was a Vietnam veteran. He got real bodies, legal bodies. Anytime my dad used to be in the hood, my dad was like a protecting hood, and he'll hear certain individuals, they might, be the type of people that unalive people. My dad used to get mad. My dad be like, he a pussy. Why he don't sign up for the army? You know what I mean? You want to do this so bad, sign up for the army. I bet you go to the army, you'll piss yourself. These same motherfuckers in Vietnam, like with my daddy, going through the bushes and shit, they'll piss themselves. 24/7. Is this what you want to do, dad? Is do it the right way, nigga. Feel me? Like, it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to the veterans. Shout out to the veterans. You know what I'm saying? For real. Make it a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Protect the country. Shit. You know what I mean? Protect our way of living, goddamn it. Protect democracy. Goddamn it. For real. But I just wanted to get on that. I always wanted to throw that out there. Whether this is true or not, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, as far as like them actually gonna go forward with this, I don't know. That still fact still remains. But what I'm saying is, I'm going to support them because it's something positive and it's something that can affect the world in a positive way. And I have children, I have loved ones, I have family. Hell, I got to live in this world. And I don't want to continue to live in this world where the drill culture and life is worth nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because life is precious. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to continue living in that world. So I'm going to do whatever I can in order to facilitate that change, even by my platform. You know what I mean? I don't have a platform as large as others, but at the same time, I can do what I can, and you can too. The people that listen to this, y'all can do what y'all can too, because y'all have babies, y'all have family, y'all have loved ones. It's not one person in the world that the drill culture has not affected. You know what I'm saying? Either if it's just your cousin or your distant relative or whatever, whatever. You know what I mean? We all have somebody in our families, whether you're white, brown, yellow, red, or whatever. We got some people out there that's living this lifestyle, and we're afraid for them. You know what I'm saying? Or we done lost people and it's done hurt us and hurt our family and hurt people in our family. I got a 14-year-old cousin that's in a wheelchair right now. You know what I'm saying? For real. So, man, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button. We gonna move on. Yeah, man. We gonna move on. This I'm gonna get into this topic because it kind of piggybacks on the back of the last topic that I had. Um, and it might seem a little contradictory to the last perspective I had, but I just want to highlight this because um it moved me, dog. I ain't gonna, you know what I mean? Y'all can feel how you want to feel. Listen, that's one thing about this channel. Y'all can have the opinion that y'all want to have, as long as you make it respectable. But I'm not the person that um want you to have an opinion like mine if that's not the way you feel. The only thing I would ask though, if you feel away, just just be able to articulate yourself to well, because I'm gonna listen to you. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna see your. I'm gonna look at your side, and if you can articulate that thing, and I'll be like, okay, I see how you feel, because life is relative, man. It's no, it ain't very many alls and absolutes. You know what I mean? Death is absolute. You know what I'm saying? So everybody gonna die, but it ain't very many alls and absolutes. Life is relative, depending on where you're sitting at, where you're at. You know, things of that nature. What the laws is of the land dictate right and wrong. Society dictate what right and wrong. You know what I mean? Shit. A lot of things that wasn't allowed back then are allowed back then. A lot of things that was allowed that wasn't allowed back then are allowed now. You know what I mean? Like it's so yeah. I don't never look at it like that. I try to look at things from other people's perspective because I understand that I'm not always right. I'm never gonna always be right. Shit. You know what I'm saying? So this next topic is, Bloodhound Lil Jeff lost his life spinning, on some ox. We all seen the video. We all know Bloodhound Lil Jeff was wrong, and his crew was wrong. I mean, pretty much. We ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I mean, they went to spin on some ops and he lost his life. You know what I mean? I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't feel away too much one way or the other. But I'm gonna say this. Uh, I saw that his homies did come back to get him, right? Everybody seen the video. Little Jeff ran out from behind cover. He wanted to unalive whoever that was. He was gunning at so bad till he tried to run Buddy down and end up losing his life, right? Um, and then Little Jeff's homies, his family, because he said I watched the little vlog about the Bloodhounds, and they said that a lot of them are related family, and they left. They left. And I want to explain some people. I want to because I see some people say, "Well, why did they leave?" Uh, what else was they supposed to do at that time? They was in the middle of a gunfight. Lil Jeff he was gunned down. Lil Jeff got shot 12 times. He got shot over 10 times. Some people say 15, but I'm hearing that it was 12. Regardless of what, he got shot over 10 times. He got shot in the chest. He was out of here. Right? They left. It's no sense of them dying because he's dead. You know what I mean? Or he's down. That just don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't. It just don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? I can see if he was wounded or something like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not looking back down on them for actually leaving there initially when he was shot. But I do want to highlight this. It's photos of Q50 and Vert coming back, pulling back up on the ops block that they just had a shootout with, and picking little Jeff up and taking it. Let me tell y'all something. Even though what they did was wrong, that's some of the realest shit that in the streets that I have ever seen. I'm just keeping real, bro. And I don't want them to. I don't want them to feel like, oh yeah, we should be keep doing this. No, no, you shouldn't. Y'all should use little Jeff's death as motivation to get out the streets. Stop doing that shit because y'all don't want y'all to lose y'all life like that. You know what I'm saying? It's no sense that y'all got to lose y'all life because of Jeff lost his life. This is supposed to be a lesson to get y'all to stop doing what y'all doing because he was definitely y'all leader. He definitely was the one out of y'all crew, and y'all see what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? This is what this is for. This is the life lesson for y'all. This is so y'all can have a chance. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, when they came back and got him, when I saw that photo of them picking him up, bro, I felt the way. I was like, damn, that's some real shit. They could have died, bro. You got to think about this. They left him, but they didn't. They couldn't have left him for that long because the police had not got there. You see what I'm saying? The police had not got there. So they couldn't have left him that long. So they probably pulled off, went round, spent a block or two, and then they got it. It was in the car. No, we got to go get bro. We got to go get bro. And they came back and got him. The ops could have gunned them down right there. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I can't say if I was one of them, the ops. I can't say I wouldn't have gunned their ass down. I'm gonna just be real with you, cause I know y'all was the same ones that were just shooting at us. I'm glad that they didn't gun them down. I'm just saying I ain't thought that far yet. I can't say if I would have seen y'all coming back on my block just trying to kill us, and you came back to get y'all fallen comrade, I can't say that I wouldn't have unloaded on y'all ass too. But they didn't, and I'm glad they didn't. I don't want no more death to come from none of these situations, none of them. But I just want to give these boys some sense of I understand. They like, bro, that's they picked their homie up, bro. They came back and got their homie in the wrist in the face of them losing their lives. Also, that is similar to what people give Muwop praise for when he went back and swung on little Quando Rondo in the middle of the gunfight when King Von got shot. It's similar to that. Very similar. So I just wanted to highlight that. I ain't want to. I ain't trying to glorify any part of ST, man. I ain't, bro. I ain't, bro. I promise you. And I'm just. I mean, I'm gonna just let y'all have that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just telling you, bro. You know what I mean? For somebody that been in the streets, bro. For them to come back and pick him up, bro. That means something, bro. You know how many niggas would have just left him there, bro? You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna move on from that because I do understand that what they was doing was all wrong from the giddy up. He should have never been there. He should have never did any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna move on though, for real. Cause I do get it. And I ain't trying to, but I like the fact they came and picked him up, bro, and that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I just hope they just don't never be able to put in that situation no more. I hope they stop that shit. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't got to pick up now another homie. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's keep it moving, man. Uh, get this shit. We got Pastor Lamar Whitehead, dog. Oh, here we go with this bullshit. Let's go back. Pastor Lamar Whitehead sentenced to 9 years for fraud and extortion. U.S. Attorney said, "Y'all know this. I think this is the New York pastor. I think he's from New York. You know what I mean? That was out there with the $1 million worth of jewelry, got robbed for the $1 million worth of jewelry. Also, he used to walk around with the $5,000, $10,000 Gucci suits on and stuff like that, Louis suits and all that. Oh yeah, man, he was stunting hard on the people, man. It's a Lamar Whitehead, a flashy Brooklyn pastor nickname. The Bling Bishop was sentenced Monday to 9 years in prison after being convicted of using a parishioner's retirement savings and trying to extort a businessman. The U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York announced Whitehead was found guilty in March of 2 counts of wire fraud as well as 1 count each of attempted wire fraud, attempted extortion, and making false statements to federal law enforcement agents. The convictions are from 3 separate schemes. In addition to his prison sentence, the 45-year-old New Jersey man was sentenced to 3 years of supervised release and ordered to pay $85,000 in restitution and forfeited $95,000 according to a news report from the U.S. Attorney's Office and court documents. Lamar Whitehead is a con man who stole millions of dollars in a string of financial frauds and even stole from one of its own parishioners. He lied to federal agents and again to the court at his trial. Today's sentence puts an end to Whitehead's various schemes and reflects the office's commitment to bring accountability to those who abuse their positions of trust. U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Damian Williams, said in the news release. One of Whitehead's attorneys has previously said that they plan to appeal. CNN has reached out to Whitehead's lawyer for comment. Known for his Louis Vuitton suits and extravagant jewelry, Whitehead was a pastor at the Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministries in Brooklyn. He made headlines in 2022 after he said he and his wife were robbed of $1 million worth of jewelry at their church. Prosecutors said Whitehead defrauded one of the parishioners by convincing her to invest approximately $90,000 of her retirement savings with him so he could help her buy a home. However, he ended up spending the money on luxury goods and personal expenses instead. According to an indictment, Whitehead has Whitehead also extorted a businessman for 5,000 and then attempted to convince the man to loan him 500,000 and grant him a stake in real estate transactions in exchange for obtaining favorable actions by the New York. city government that he knew he could not provide. The indictment said Whitehead used his ties to New York City Mayor Eric Adams to try to make the deal. The U.S. Attorney Office said in a March news release. He also submitted fraudulent application for a $250,000 business loan that included doctored bank statements, which falsely claimed he had millions of dollars in the bank and hundreds of thousands of dollars in a monthly revenue, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office. The news release, office's news release. Whitehead had submitted similar fraudulent applications to various other financial institutions, stealing millions of dollars in the process, the release said. And when speaking to FBI agents who were executing a search warrant outside his New Jersey mansion, Whitehead made false statements by telling the agents he had only one phone when he actually had two, according to the indictment. Well, damn, that ain't even bullshit. They hit that nigga with what's the name too? Eddie Nash said, I got what you said, Marita. Unfortunately, that's their reality. Yeah, that's all I was saying, bro. You know what I mean? That's why I ain't mad at ST for saying what he's saying, because I understand what he's saying. You know what I mean? Like I said, I get what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? That's why before I made that statement, if y'all remember not, I said this statement gonna sound a little contradictory to the statement that I made previously. I understood. I understood. You know what I mean? I understood. You know, hit that like button, y'all. I fucks with y'all, man. I rocks with y'all, man. Y'all good. I rocks with y'all. Hit that like button, hit that like button, hit that like button. I definitely understand what ST coming from with that one now. Let me see here. Okay, Bloodhound, okay. I want to show y'all a video from Poetic Flacco. I know some of y'all don't, some of y'all got y'all feelings about Poetic Flacco, but he did a great job of summarizing. He did a great video on um, Pastor Lamar Whitehead, and I want to play that on the heels of the article that I just read about Pastor Whitehead, so that you guys can get a visual of the things that Pastor Whitehead was doing. You know what I mean? Like, and I want y'all to make sure that y'all can actually see the type of guy that this guy was, man. The type of individual that this guy was. This guy was like, I'm telling you, he was something else, man. He was something else. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second.
Corrupt and disgraced pastor Bishop Lamar Whitehead is finally over after what took place today in federal court. He just got sentenced to a lot of time in prison. And before we can touch on that, we have to rewind a little bit and give you guys the full context. So if you already watched part one,
make sure y'all go subscribe to Poetic Flacco, man. I always say that when I use somebody content. You know what I mean? Gonna get them their flowers, get them their shout out. I ain't the type to use somebody content and not give them shout out. This is Poetic Flacco. Make sure you go subscribe to Poetic Flacco channel if you love his content or you like his content.
A lot of us discovered who Bishop Lamar Whitehead was right around the same time. We found out when he went viral for being robbed during a church sermon, where robbers came in and stole $1 million worth of jewelry from off his body.
When I laid down on the floor, when the young men came and put the gun to my back, as y'all see on the video. They, took my watch, took my jewelry, took my bishop's ring, and then they took my bishop's cross, and he ripped my collar off just to get to my jewelry.
When the robbery footage was going viral, and then he told us how much they stole from him, a lot of us were skeptical because Bishop Lamar Whitehead was a pastor of a church that included 48 people that was usually empty. Like, his services usually had about 15 people in attendance. So how could he afford $1 million in jewelry? Right? And why would he wear $1 million in jewelry to church? Especially because his church was in the hood. Now, a lot of people was smelling something funny and thought he probably paid those dudes to come and rob him or pretend to rob him so he could file an insurance claim and then over appraise his jewelry. So his jewelry is probably worth like $20,000. He would have told them folks it was worth $1 million to get some money back, right? A scam. So, but nobody could really prove it. So we sort of forgot about it. And Bishop Lamar Whitehead was sort of a sympathetic figure for getting robbed on live stream, as a pastor of a church conducting a sermon. But then the sympathy went away fairly quickly because people started to realize there were some character flaws with Bishop Lamar Whitehead. See, a video went viral of him attacking a woman in church that people wasn't feeling at all.
Why they take pictures and they want to be on social media. Take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures.
Bro, buddy, wow, bro. Y'all see that shit?
Grab her out. Grab her out. Now you gonna grab her out. Grab her out.
That was Bishop Lamar
Bro, y'all see, buddy?
Church in Brooklyn, New York, this past Sunday.
Look at him right there.
Sermon, and he says a woman who was being disruptive then walked up to him.
Now watch he grab the lady.
He said he felt threatened.
Look, he grabbing the lady. He pushed the lady all the way over there.
So part of this was
Man, listen, bro.
Let's take a look.
Bro, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. I don't know where her husband was at. I don't know where her brother was at, her cousins or whatever. But let me tell you something. We would have fucked that dude up, bro. I don't give a fuck if you the pastor or whatever, bro. Like, bro, for him to do that to a woman, like in church, bro, that show you the type of dude this was, bro. Man, I would have, man, look, bro, we're gonna back that bitch up, bro. Buddy tripping.
Be on social media. Take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures.
Look.
Take the pictures.
Bro, that dude insane, bro. Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I don't even want to say, but his dad would have been a 1-year-old ghost fucking with me.
At his church in Brooklyn, New York.
Bro, you do that to my family?
He was giving a sermon, and he says a woman
and you wrong?
being disruptive then walked up to him, and he said he felt threatened by this woman, he and his wife and his child. So part of this was captured on surveillance video.
None of the men stopped him or nothing, bro. Good morning, T.
Yeah, come on up here. Come on up here.
Bro, I gotta show that again, bro.
Pastors are human too, but people are experimenting. But that wasn't feeling at all.
What? Grab her out.
Bro, look what he did, bro.
Be on social media. Take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures. Take the pictures.
Bro, look at that dude, bro. Bro, that dude wild as hell, bro. Boy, they should have gave him 40 years, boy.
That was Bishop Lamar.
Look, this the lady right here, y'all.
Church in Brooklyn, New York. This
She
was
protesting. She upset because she know he full of shit.
And he says
Now look, she walked right there. She walked right there. Look, he come down. He come down. She walked past. He grab her. Pow! And push her all the way over there. No man stop her. Nothing, bro. No man stop her. Nothing. These some pussy niggas.
Yeah, come on up here. Come on up here. I'm gonna make you famous.
Pastors are human too, but people are expecting a pastor who is leading a congregation, who is a man of God, to have a bit more discipline than what Bishop Lamar Whitehead exercised. Now, he would give an explanation as to why he attacked the lady, despite the fact that he invited her up.
I keep saying that I invite her in the pulpit. You have to be a minister to be in the pulpit in my church. So she came on the side and she began to yell at me. She began to cuss me out and say whatever she wanted to say. I let her say what she wanted to say, and I'm going to be posting more video because you guys didn't see the video inside of the church. What you guys don't see on camera is that she started to walk back to leave, and then she spit back around. And she came back after my wife and my daughter. So I have my wife and my daughter, who's 10 months old, sitting there, and she came and said, and now you're a liar going towards my wife. That's when you see her walk in front of me, going at my wife and my daughter, and I grabbed her.
His explanation didn't earn him any new supporters. People were not happy with his explanation at all. They actually felt it was like an excuse, and they was pissed. So the sympathy that he once had from the public and the beloved persona he once had was absolutely gone, bro. People were turning on this dude right and left. Seeing how undisciplined he is and how violent he is sort of added to the laundry list of things that people were skeptical about regarding Bishop Lamar Whitehead. Right? Now, people were extremely skeptical because he didn't carry himself like a pastor, talk like a pastor, act like a pastor, and he didn't live like a pastor. The dude was boastful, braggadocious. Like, the dude manned a church full of 48, I guess, official members, but only about 10 or 15 show up on a given Sunday. But this dude somehow had a Rolls Royce and had a mansion, and he wasn't shy about showing off his wealth.
Yeah, that's another thing I was paying attention to. If y'all saw that church, that was a small church. Like I'm talking about that thing. They say the church had a member count of 48, but only like 10 of them showed up any given Sunday. That's what I was looking at too. Like he didn't even have like no pews or nothing. He had like chairs. You know what I mean? So that was like a little shotgun church. Like so, I don't see where he was getting that kind of money from the church. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't like this guy was pretty much a scammer, bro. Parading and masquerading as a as a pastor. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying he didn't have his certificate or whatever. I'm sure he had a certificate to be a pastor or whatever. But I'm saying his profession was scamming people, bro. Because ain't no way he got that kind of stuff from 48 people and then 10 people come every so often. Because if you pay attention, if you look back in that church, it wasn't that many people in there, bro. I'm telling you, it wasn't that many. Look a second. We're gonna go back real quick. Where's that? Right here. Watch how many people in that church.
Go over here, grab her out. Grab her out. Now you gonna grab her out. Grab her out.
That was
Look.
Bishop Lamar M.
Look how many people in there, bro. Look, bro, them chairs, bro. Them ain't pews or nothing, bro. Bro, this one of them little shotgun churches, bro. This one of them little hell. This might only be this place might only be a church certain days of the week, bro. I swear in Orlando, it's crazy. We had a club called Santa Fe, right? Santa Fe was open Fridays and Saturdays. Do you know in the rest of the days of the week, Santa Fe was a church, and it was it was just like this here, bro. It was just like this here. I swear, just like this here. A little small little spot, and it was a club. It was a Saturdays and Fridays. It was a club, but the rest of the days of the week, it was a church, just like this here. So I can tell you right now, it looked highly unlikely that he was able to amass that type of wealth from this type of church. So
Only about 10 or 15 show up on
look
a
like a
given
scammer to
Sunday.
me.
But this dude somehow had a Rolls Royce and had a mansion. And he wasn't shy about showing off his wealth. I don't care what y'all say, but this is straight Pookie behavior. He's recorded himself at the Louis store walking out with bags. Like, why are you a pastor and this boastful and braggadocious, bro? Like, why are you this vain? Congregation.
I'm gonna tell you another thing too, bro. If he was doing that, he definitely was sleeping with some of them women. He definitely sleeping with a lot of other women. You can't tell me he's flashy. He's actually a crook, and he's showing off. He's showing off the the things that he's doing. I promise you, I bet you it's some uh rumors or stories of him messing with women. I'm pretty sure of that.
Nor us who was just watching from an outside perspective didn't know at the time, but him being boastful and braggadocious was the least of our worries.
Hit that like button, guys. Please hit that like button. Please donate to the channel, man. Please donate to the channel. I'll put it right there on the screen for y'all.
Where is his wealth?
I appreciate y'all.
Dude doesn't own a big church. Like, he's not receiving enough donations to be living in a $4.5 million mansion and have $500,000 cars. Where is his wealth coming from? Well, the next debacle for Bishop Lamar Whitehead, which are civil lawsuits, would expose exactly where his money is coming from, and it wasn't coming from an ethical place. An elderly lady called Pauline, who became a new member of Bishop Lamar's church, would expose him. You see, she was only in his church for about 4 months before he would approach her with, in hindsight, what would be a scam.
And him. 4 months after joining the church, Pauline underwent a major surgery and received a get well soon phone call from the pastor. Just a few months later, Pauline received another call from the man, and this time he wanted to talk about money. Pauline had always wanted to buy herself a home for her and her family, but her credit score had taken some hits over the years, and she was turned down by every lender she approached. Despite having a deposit saved, she was never able to secure a loan. Enter her savior, Lamar Whitehead. Lamar told her about his experience with mortgage broking and offered her a solution to her credit problem. In exchange for her deposit, he would buy a home in her name through his company, Lamar Whitehead, Inc. Lamar assured Pauline that her deposit would cover the house and any repairs it needed, and would also leave a little bit left over, which he would return to her with some interest.
His initial proposal to her was confusing and should have alerted a lot of red flags. He promised her that he would return her some of the money
with interest. Yeah, that would have told me with the interest.
That he was only using her money to purchase a home. But she didn't catch the red flag because she was really desperate. She wanted a home and didn't have the credit to purchase a home, but she had a lot of cash to do so. And people like Bishop Lamar Whitehead, they prey on people who are in a bad spot, and they prey on the vulnerable and the desperate, which would appear to be what he did.
Pauline had no job after having surgery, and the deposit was everything she had to her name, including her retirement fund. Although Lamar had helped her son buy a home, she was still cautious of doing business with the bishop. To put her worries to rest, Lamar offered her a $100 monthly stipend, which he would pay until she moved into her new home. That promise did the trick, and on the 30th of November 2020, Pauline wrote a check to Lamar's business for $90,000.
$90,000?
For 6 months, Pauline never received a
Hold
single
on, man.
$100 monthly stipend.
Hold on. I'm confused here. Hold on. She had $90,000 cash, and she couldn't get a loan for the rest. I don't. Something wrong here. Y'all can make your mouth fried chicken, but this ain't passing the smell test here. And let me tell you why this ain't passing the smell test. If you got $90,000, right, and you go to a bank and you want a loan or you want a house or whatever, you could actually put that $90,000 in an account and borrow against the $90,000. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can give the 90 to the bank, and the bank will loan you the money. You get what I'm saying? Like you could get a loan with you got the cash. You got the cash. The bank will just pay themselves. The bank will just pay. Like, you can get something ain't right here, y'all. Some ain't adding up here. What $90,000, baby? Do you know the kind of house you can get with $90,000? Some ain't right here. It sounds like she must want. It sounds like she wanted a house like he had. That what it sound like. But at the same time, with 90,000 cash, she could have got that goddamn house. She would have just had some high ass interest rates, and the bank don't give a damn about that. The bank, listen. If you got $90,000, listen, them bankers would have been rubbing their hands, licking their motherfucking lips. They'd have been like, oh yeah, nigga, I don't give a damn where you at. You got $90,000 cash, the bank gonna give you a goddamn loan. You just gonna have you some high ass interest rates, and the bank don't give a damn about that because they just gonna take your shit if you can't pay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand this. Something ain't right here. I don't get it. I don't understand how they saying she got turned down everywhere she went. It don't make no sense unless her money was not legit. That's what it was. I told you, y'all can't fool Marita, boy. Y'all can't fool Marita, boy. I know I'm gonna sniff this shit out one way or the other. Listen, let me tell you what it was. That money she had came from something illegal. That's the only thing I can see. Her boyfriend or her husband or whatever was a drug dealer, and he was using her as the front to get them a house. Yeah, it had to be. Cause you go to the bank, they must listen. Let me tell you what it was. That money was illegitimate money, was not legitimate money, and they used the pastor to use his company, which is a legit company, to launder the money through in order to get the house. That's what it was. Y'all can't motherfucking fool Marita, boy. Hell no. Listen, bro, I was a career criminal. I can smell a scam from a mile away. And I just know a little bit about how this shit works because I told you I did a little fraud. And it just didn't make no damn sense to where you got $90,000 and you can't go straight to a bank and get a house and get a loan. It don't make no sense. That money was not legitimate. So what you did was you gave the money to him so he could launder the money, and then he could then sign for the house through his legitimate uh business. That's what that was. I done figured that shit out. Y'all can't fool me. That lady right there, she a crook too. Well, I ain't gonna say she a crook. She's a criminal.
And heard nothing about her new home despite constantly contacting Lamar for an update. Every time she did manage to get through to him, he would tell her he was too busy with his campaign running for Brooklyn Borough president. By mid-2021, Pauline suspected that there was never going to be any house.
This is some really bold stuff from this dude. He scammed her 4 months after she joined his church. That's insane. Now, he was moving and ignoring her as if she did.
This right here was two people trying to use each other. These was two crooks. These was ain't no honor amongst these. These was two crooks. She wanted to get a house with her uh money from whatever illegal activity that she had done did, maybe a little PPP loan fraud or something like that. I don't know, but uh, she wanted to get a house like that, and she wanted to use him. She wanted to get a house with that money. I'm just assuming here, y'all. This is not substantiated, fair use, all of that. I'm just speculating here, but she wanted to get a house using that money because they when you get a house they got a track that got that money. That money have to sit in an account for some months without none being taken out or nothing. And what they doing is they checking everything. They making sure that you're not in debt and all of this type of stuff, and that you can survive without touching this money and all of that type of stuff. Like it's a lot of stuff they go through, but that money have to sit there for some months before they you know, allow you to use it to buy the house. I feel like she was using him in that company to launder some illegal money, and he understood that, and she understood that, and that's what they were doing, bro. That's what they were doing, bro. $90,000. You go anywhere $90,000 get a house. Shit, cash. Man, these people don't be having that kind of money putting down on a house. Man, these people have $20,000, $30,000 put down on a house. Not $90,000. Do you know what kind of house you don't need but 10%, about 10% to put down a house? You could have got $1 million house for $90,000. I'm telling you, you would have had some high ass. She said her credit was bad, so you would have had some high ass interest rates for sure. But shit, you could have got you a house, baby, without him. So that let me know that money probably was from some illegal activity. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Please donate to the channel. Please donate to the channel. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get y'all a live last night. Your boy was in the hospital, but as y'all can see, I'm back and I'm on it this morning, and I'm probably gonna crank out 2 more lives to you. Um, I already got the lives lined up, so that's why I'm getting started early this morning. I like the frequency that we've been getting these lives out, and I want to continue that. So that's why I'm up early this morning cranking these lives out, because I got other content to crank out to you guys as the day go on. So please hit that like button. We got a $20 goal, man. We got a $20 goal. Please donate to the channel, man. Please donate to the channel.
Know where his church was, or as if she didn't know people who were in the congregation. It's as if he was depending on her being bedridden and super sick and ill and too tired to chase around, him for her deposit, right? Now check it though. Now here's the thing, right? So while he's ignoring her though, the dude is purchasing other homes. Now apparently because him and her son has done business in the past, he accidentally forwarded her son some documents that shows that he just put down a huge deposit on a $4 million home. That deposit could cover the money that he owed Miss Pauline.
But she knew for sure this was the case when her son received an interesting email from Lamar. Pauline had been introduced to Lamar by her son, Rashid. Rashid had supported his mom in investing in Lamar's company, but when he realized Pauline was being scammed, he was the one who attempted to convince Lamar to give the money back. Rashid repeatedly texted and emailed.
Let me tell you about that. The son is the drug dealer or the scammer or whatever. However this money came up, the son is the one. See what I'm saying? See, let me tell y'all something. Boy, listen, boy, Marita, boy, listen, bro, listen. That's why when you have a little bit of street knowledge, it can take you a long way. Now they trying to explain. This is the story that the lady told to the people. This is the story that she's supposed to tell them. She ain't supposed to tell them, oh yeah, my son is a drug dealer, my son is a scammer, and he gave me the money and this. No, she did it the right way. She ain't supposed to tell on herself. But I'm telling you what looked like what really happened here. I could be wrong, but this is what it looked like it really happened here. Looked like the son is the financier, and he was putting out, he was using his mama to go to the bishop in order to pull this shit off. See what I'm saying? That's why the son is the one who's stepping down on the bishop. Because it should be the husband. Where the husband at? Where the husband or where is the boyfriend? Why he ain't stepping down? Because it ain't his money. It's the son money. That's who's stepping down.
More until one day he got a reply, but it wasn't the reply he expected. Lamar had accidentally sent an email regarding a down payment on a $4.5 million home in Saddle River to Rashid. The email
Cheaters hate.
outlined some details about the down payment on the home. The amount discussed would have been more than enough to repay his mother's investment. But when he told Lamar about the email and demanded that he return Pauline's money, he received a text from Lamar that said, quote, "I'm in awe of how the devil is using you. However, I knew it was coming. Now beware of the hand of judgment will hit your life and everything that's connected to you. And for the record, anything that was given to me is a donation unless it's attached to a contract. I was making investments. That's what I do."
This scumbag is telling Pauline's son that Pauline gave him a donation and it wasn't an investment, which is clearly a lie, right? Because why would she give you $90,000, everything she has in her life savings, just as a donation? Like, stop it, bro. But he was pretty much playing with this family and playing with Pauline, and he forced their hand into just outright suing him.
In 2021, a federal lawsuit was filed against Lamar Whitehead for his part in fleecing Pauline of her life savings. But it wasn't only Pauline that he had taken advantage of. The lawsuit also indicted Lamar on charges of using force to try and get a businessman to pay him $5,000. Lamar also attempted to get the same businessman to lend him $500,000 and give him a stake in high-end real estate transactions.
So not only did he scam Miss Pauline out of $90,000, but he tried to extort a businessman by the name of Brandon out of like $500,000 and other perks and privileges. So they sued Bishop Lamar Whitehead for fraud. Now here's the thing. After they filed a civil suit, the civil suit wasn't even concluded. But apparently the feds seen enough to where they say, yeah, bro, you on some F-ish, bro. And they filed a criminal indictment on Bishop Lamar Whitehead.
The Brooklyn pastor who made headlines when he was robbed of expensive jewelry during a live stream church service has been indicted on federal charges.
Among the allegations against Lamar Whitehead, that he scammed a parishioner out of $90,000. And as CBS 2's Christina Fan reports, this isn't his first time in trouble with the law.
A normally flashy Bishop Lamar Whitehead was silent outside federal court as his attorney denied all fraud allegations against him. The Brooklyn pastor, known for delivering sermons in designer suits and lavish jewels at Leaders of Tomorrow International Ministries, is being accused by federal prosecutors of obtaining part of his wealth illegally.
Bishop Lamar Whitehead is not guilty of these charges. We are vigorously going to defend these accusations.
According to an unsealed indictment, Whitehead asked for money and other things of value from victims using threats and false promises. He allegedly convinced a parishioner to invest $90,000 of her retirement savings with him, but spent it all on himself. He is also accused of extorting a businessman of $5,000, then convincing the victim to lend him $500,000 more and give him a stake in real estate transactions in return for favors from the city government, which Whitehead knew he could not obtain.
Bishop Lamar had a real close friendship with Mayor Eric Adams, the mayor of New York. So he will leverage their relationship to get money out of people and promising them favors from the city government that he wouldn't deliver on because he was just lying and saying whatever to extract money from out of people. And that caught up with him.
The bishop was arrested Monday morning and pleaded not guilty in court before he was released on a $500,000 bond.
After the indictment, his church took a really big hit. He would claim that he lost about 95% of his members due to the false claims from the media. Now, he will go ahead and try to do damage control, but even in his interview after being indicted, he couldn't answer basic questions. So they would ask him, yo, where did your money come from? He will say his money came from real estate.
When I think about the fact that you have access to millions potentially of dollars in clothing, cars, and then when you add your home, you have the life of a multi-millionaire. Where do you get your money from?
Well, you know, I am an entrepreneur. I've been doing real estate over 20 years, and I do a lot of other legal things. I want to clear that up. And I take that from the Bible. The Bible says, God says to inherit the land. Also,
like what? Like what though? Give me some specifics. Give me some specifics, bro. Because people will be like what? You do real estate, and when you say real estate, you mean flipping properties? You mean you have rentals?
Yeah,
how do you get money on real estate?
Real estate is multifaceted. You know, you can flip properties, which I do, rentals, which I do. We into purchasing land, developing on land.
Then they will ask him, okay, is this public record? Can somebody go online and see that you own real estate? And he will say, yeah, if they knew my corporations. Then they ask, okay, what are your corporations? And he will say he doesn't want to give that answer.
When people check the public record, they'll be able to see that you buy and own property, commercial or residential. They'll be able to see that you flip property. They'll be able to see that you have an event. This is transparent and fully accessible to the public. Is that fair to say?
Of course, it's transparent, but however, you have to understand that when you buy investment properties, you don't buy it under your name. You buy it in corporation. So, unless you know who owns.
What corporation is yours under?
I can't get into all that, Mark, man, because I'm already being targeted, man.
Boy, I tell you, boy.
I don't want to keep putting my influence.
All right. Look,
that right there is just lingo for it, nigga. I'm scamming.
For real, nigga, I'm scamming.
Like, y'all really expected a pastor who behaves like a rapper to be on the up and up? Stop it. Now, as it pertains to his fraud charges, he'll respond back by saying that he was set up.
You were also charged in December of 2022 with fraud, extortion, and making false statements.
So the indictment is public records, brother. And I really don't want to get into that. As per my attorneys, I really can't tap into the indictment, nor can I tap into the case. But what I can
look at his eyes, y'all,
is that I was set up. That's what I can tap into.
By who? Who set you up?
Well, if you read the New Yorker,
who set you up?
His name is clear as day, Brandon Belmonte. And he went to the federal agents, the feds, and told them nothing but lies about myself and the mayor. And I need y'all to understand that this is not really about Bishop Whitehead, but this is all political. And this is to take down our second black mayor.
Oh, there they go. There they go. I hate when black people do that. Try to hide behind the black card when they know they wrong as hell.
If you read the New Yorker, he said that the mayor of New York is trying to extort him. And that's what started everything.
he went to the feds and told them a lie about the mayor of New York. And the feds picked it up and they believed his lies.
The guy Brandon himself is kind of sketchy. So he thought he found a plug to the mayor and he thought he could pay his way into favors from the city. But Mayor Eric Adams isn't really as corrupt as Bishop Lamar. So Bishop Lamar is the corrupt one and he's the criminal. He was just being mentored by Mayor Eric Adams. So Brandon thought he could buy himself favors from Mayor Eric Adams through Bishop Lamar. But Lamar was just taking the money and keeping Brandon on skates. Eventually, Brandon had enough and told the FBI, yo, bro, like, I'm being extorted by Mayor Eric Adams. But he thought that Mayor Eric Adams and Bishop Lamar was in cahoots when, in fact, it was just Bishop Lamar taking his money. So that's why Mayor Eric Adams is coming into play. But this is not no witch hunt against Mayor Eric Adams. It's just a misunderstanding because Bishop Lamar was taking money under the guise of he's gonna, like orchestrate or middleman the favor between Eric Adams and this dude with some cash. Now, Bishop Lamar was real confident that he was gonna be found not guilty. He says he was innocent, but his confidence came to an end when he was found guilty on all charges yesterday.
Lamar Whitehead facing decades in prison after a jury convicted him today on federal charges, including wire fraud and attempted extortion. Prosecutors say he ripped off a parishioner's retirement savings, and tonight her family is speaking for the first time to News 4's Chris Jose.
It's been an emotional roller coaster for the past 4 years.
Rashid Anderson relieved tonight following the conviction of Lamar Whitehead, better known as the Bling Bishop, for his lavish lifestyle. A Manhattan federal jury today finding Whitehead guilty of defrauding a parishioner and trying to extort a businessman.
It's been a long time coming, and we're very happy to see that the verdict was guilty today.
Rashid's mother, Pauline Anderson, invested $90,000 of her retirement savings with Whitehead. Prosecutors.
Oh, I gotta straighten that out. That buddy right there look pretty legit, bro. I might have to take my theory back. I'm gonna tell you why. Because being that this hit federal court, I'm sure they tracked down and seen where that $90,000 came from. Like they ain't gonna just investigate the bishop and not investigate where the $90,000 came up from. So maybe they do own some legit businesses. You know what I mean? I might gotta take that back because that dude look pretty legit right there. And this is the son of the lady. So hey, maybe I was wrong.
And even used Anderson's money to make his car payments. Rashid.
Yeah, he looked legit.
In the trial. You and your mother trusted this guy.
Yeah, we trusted him a lot.
Whitehead not yet publicly commenting on this conviction, which also includes charges that he tried to force a Bronx businessman to lend him $500,000.
Fendi suits. Look at the Fendi suits.
Mayor Adams. Whitehead claimed he knows the mayor on a personal level. The bishop going.
Oh, it's a retirement money. Okay.
His arrest in December 2022.
Just because you was arrested doesn't make you guilty.
This is one of those dudes who just don't know when to give up. See, his motto before he was found guilty was just because you were arrested doesn't mean you're guilty.
What's up, buddy? What's up?
His motto is just because you're found guilty.
Hey, y'all show my boy Buddy some love in the chat, y'all.
Here is his last
Leon Thompson. Y'all show Leon some love in the chat, y'all.
all charges in a court of law.
Why was Bishop Whitehead on trial? This was not about Bishop Whitehead, y'all. This was politically driven. This was about Mayor Eric Adams, okay? Let me explain this to you. Everybody knows that me and the mayor were close. He was a mentor of mine. On June the 8th, the FBI came to my house and said to me that I wasn't arrested. I wasn't under arrest, but they had a search warrant to take my phone. Within the search warrant had everything to do with the mayor. See, these are the things that you guys don't know. And what they said to me was, we don't want you. We want the mayor of New York. That's what happened. This was politically driven. You to understand that I am innocent. 10 toes down, y'all. 10 toes down. The bishop is 10 toes down. And I know it looked.
Listen, he's hiding behind. See, what happened was they said that because they thought the mayor was in on it with him, but the mayor's not in on it with him. It's just him. That's why the Fed said, yeah, we want the mayor. Yeah, they want the mayor because they thought the mayor was in on it, but the mayor's not in on it. It's just him with the scams. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Leon Thompson, man. I appreciate y'all for showing some love in the chat. Please hit that like button. Please donate to the channel, man. Please donate to the channel. The Cash App is right there on the screen, man. It's right there on the screen. We got a $20 goal, and I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys. I got more lives coming for y'all today. That's why I'm up bright and early, cranking out these lives for y'all. I just got out the hospital a couple hours ago. Got me a little sleep, and I'm back on this. I'm back on the grind. So please subscribe to the channel. Please donate to the channel. It's right there on the screen, man. I appreciate you.
Right now, I know I was found guilty, but there's more to the story. There's more to the story, and I just want y'all to understand. We need to be praying for our leaders. Pray for me, y'all. Even if you feel that I've done something wrong, pray for me. But I will not be an informant against the mayor of New York, and that's just what it was.
Exactly, Leon. He using the mayor name in the con game. That's exactly what he's doing. Exactly,
So we have
Leon.
an update.
He
But
using the
before we
mayor's
give the
name in the con
update
game.
on
Hit that like
exactly
button.
what the
Please donate to
situation
the
is,
channel. The Cash
let's
App is on the
take a
screen,
look
y'all.
at a very recent interview that Bishop Lamar Whitehead did, pretty much denying everything and antagonizing the legal system.
And that's my motto. So a lot of people, Bishop, who have made up their own opinion about you without ever knowing you, felt justified when you went to court. So you're just coming out of court, and I want us to talk about that journey for you, that faith walk that you're.
Bro, bro, you mean a felony walk, bro? What? Bro, bro, it's a felony walk, bro. He went to court and left out a felon, bro. Bro, God has nothing to do with this, bro. Bro, y'all are insane.
In presently, and the courts in New York said that an older woman got defrauded and found you guilty. I want you to talk about what were the charges and where you are now.
So, as the world know, I was found guilty of 5 charges. The first charge was wire fraud. It was defrauding Pauline Anderson for $90,000. The second charge was
Pauline Anderson, the lady's name.
Yes.
And this old lady, how old is she?
She's only 50, I think 3 years old. She's not old at all.
Bro, cut the. What do you mean, bro? She's an older lady, bro. Especially, bro, if you're 53 in the hood, bro, like if you're like a 53-year-old woman in the hood who don't really have no type of extensive college education, you know, you're just somebody, bro, who worked hard your whole life, saved up a lot. You feel me? And you got something now, you know, to retire on, and you give it to somebody like Bishop Lamar Whitehead, and he scams you. It's gonna hurt, bro. 53 years old is old in the hood, bro. Like, don't.
I want to say this too. When these people scam these older people out of their money, this is so devastating to these people because, like you said, this was this lady's retirement money. She worked her whole life, saved up this money to get this money, right? So a lot of times these people die in poverty. I watched a lot of American Greed stories, and a lot of times these people die in poverty because they saved up all this money all their lives, but now they're in the twilight of their life. They don't have enough time in their lives in order to attain that type of money anymore, right? So a lot of times they're going to use this money to live off of it and invest and live off the residuals as they age and go on into glory, right? So when a con artist or a scammer or somebody like Mr. Whitehead comes along and scams these elders out of their life savings, this is detrimental to these people. These people go into depression, be stressed out. And I'm telling you, a lot of them, even though some people get caught for doing this to these people, a lot of these people never get their money. A lot of these people die in poverty. I've seen these cases a bunch of times on American Greed. So yeah, man, this is a serious thing, man.
Like, don't let this cap because it's old. 53 years old is old in the hood.
This is all the hype, right? This is all the hype. Okay. Elderly lady. Oh, now you're not supposed to take from nobody, but they put.
So that means you know you was wrong. You say you're not supposed to take from nobody, so you know you're wrong.
That's right? Because you have to understand, Jamal. The reason why people don't like Bishop is for two reasons, right? He set up the robbery at his church, and he robbed the old lady. When you clear up those two narratives, now what? Yeah. Right? So we cleared up the robbery already. I didn't set it up. Now let's clear this up, right? So,
bro. Oh, bro, you've been convicted. Like the clearing up time was when you went to court. You've been convicted, bro. It's over with. Like, bro, you're not, stop, bro. What's wrong with these people, bro?
He a narcissist, bro. Look at the picture. He's sitting right there lying, but look at the picture of him in the background. He's so full of himself. They ain't got them kind of suits. Where you going, my nigga?
They never even said what was attempted to be taken at all, right? They said it was a building, and they said it was money. Attempt extortion was the third charge, where they said that I was.
Appreciate you, Angela, for the cash app. I appreciate you. Shout out to Angela for the cash app. That's love, sister. I appreciate you. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Belmonte was a federal informant that played as if he's a victim because they wanted to take down the mayor, Eric Adams. So we're gonna get into that. Yeah. And then the fourth charge was lying to an FBI agent. Okay, we're gonna talk about that. And the fifth charge was wire fraud for an allegedly trying to take $250,000. So let's go to the first count. Pauline Anderson. Now, before I can get to the first count, I got to tell you guys the entire picture. So Mayor Eric Adams is the second black mayor of New York City.
That's right.
And everybody knows that me and Eric are very close. Yeah.
Bro, is it just me? Am I the only one that's just appalled that this man is sitting up here lying? First of all, he's supposed to be a pastor. Second of all, he's sitting up here in $5,000 suits, with $10,000 rings on his finger, with $800 glasses on his face, with $1,500 to $200,000 $100 or $2,000 shoes on. You see what I'm saying? Like, bro, like all of this with a picture of him, with a life-size picture of him behind him, looking down at himself like he's just the best thing since sliced bread. Like, bro, like I'm just like the audacity of these people. Like, you gonna sit right up here and try to pretend like it's not what we all see it is after you done got convicted. Like, you done been convicted. Like, the federal government has investigated you, bro, and found you guilty, and you still sitting up here thinking that you're going to talk your way out of this. Like, at this point, we just listening to you talk to yourself, and we really laughing at you, and we just watching, we really clowning you, be real with you. Really, when you go on these interviews and after this, like when he going on these interviews and stuff like this, he just really on a laughing tour. Like, we just laughing at him. Like, and he's so narcissistic, and he thinks that we actually listening to what he said as truth. No, what we doing is we getting all the information that we can to make these type of videos that Flacco making and that I'm making, and we laughing at you, buddy. You know what I'm saying? But this is the prism that a narcissist is stuck in. You see what I'm saying? They always think they can lie out of what they're doing. They always think that they can convince somebody to believe what they're saying. They always think they're the smartest person in the room until the one day when they realize, no, no, you're not. No, you're not, buddy. No, you're not.
One of the top three closest to him, period. Right? And
Yeah, for real. For real. Shout out my boy Lil Kev Truth Movement. Y'all go subscribe to his channel. Lil Kev's Truth Movement. Go subscribe to his channel on YouTube.
Bro, let's put this shit like on like 2x, bro. Yo, he about to go through like a whole spiel about how, like, they're trying to tear down a black man, bro. Cut it out, man.
And I hate that too, bro. And let me tell y'all, some black people, we gotta stop falling for that shit. I seen OJ do it. I see Funny Willis doing it right now. I seen him do it. Listen, man. Listen, man. When these people is guilty, I don't give a fuck what color they is. They could be purple. We gotta stop letting them use this black shit. You know what I'm saying? In order to hide behind us, bro. This man stole from black people, just like Funny Willis stole from the black people of Fulton County. She stole the taxpayers' money. If you work at Walmart in Fulton County, if you work at CVS, if you work at Waffle House, anywhere in Fulton County, you're a taxpayer in Fulton County. She stole your money to take her boyfriend Nathan Wade on lavish trips so they can have sex on balconies and shit and laugh. And then she double back and she's standing in the middle of a church right now. Go look at my last video that I did. She's standing in the middle of a church right now saying that she is a victim, but she stole y'all money, and she's standing right in front of y'all trying to and thinking that y'all stupid. I'm just saying this is what these people do. That they hide, and she's talking about, oh, they persecuting a black female woman and all. No, bitch, you stole them people money. You wouldn't even be where you at if you weren't stole them people money. The fuck is you talking about? These are narcissistic people that feel like nothing they doing is wrong. They feel entitled to do this type of shit, and they feel like y'all stupid for believing them. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like, we got to start calling these people out on this shit. For real. Straight up. Real shit now. That's the same shit he doing. He done stole all this goddamn money from these black people, and now he want to hide behind the fact that he black. Man, fuck you. For real.
We never did any business. Never, right?
Shout out to LaRon. Appreciate you, LaRon.
My white car had got into an accident. So this gentleman, Brandon Belmonte, he owned a body shop. He was introduced to me through another friend of mine. So he was like, yeah, I rent cars and I got a body shop. If you need me, let me know. So my my sister-in-law car got into an accident first. He fixed that car. So I said, he did a good job with that. Let him do my wife's car. So my wife got into an accident. Somebody hit her car. And I said, brother, I need you to fix it. I said, all right, cool. I'm going to send you a rental car. I said, no problem. So he sends me a rental car, comes pick the car up, my wife's car, but the rental car he gave me was broken. Oh, Lord. Now, my daughter was just born, right? My baby. And she was born in November, so she's 3 months old, screaming, yelling. And so my wife, I told him that my wife's car was into an accident. He said that, all right, cool, I'll give you a rental car. You don't have to worry about anything, and I'll come pick your white car. So he comes pick my white car up, and then he sends a rental car. Now, the rental car doesn't work. It was an Escalade 2020 Escalade.
Hit that like button, y'all. Please hit that like button. Please donate to the channel, man. Please donate to the channel, man. The cash app is on the screen, man. It don't matter $1, $2, $3, $4, $5. We got a $20 goal, bro. That's it. Just $20 goal. That ain't that much. I appreciate you guys. If you donate to the cash app, you will get a shout out. It's gonna pop right up on my computer screen, and I'll know, and I will give you a shout out. I appreciate you guys, man. Your boy been working hard. I just got out the hospital, and I'm back at it.
I told him I need my $5,000 so I can do what I need to do. You're not gonna get away with $5,000. So now we're in the months of March, and he's like, "Oh, Mary, don't worry about it. I'm gonna give you the money. Listen, I got some property that I want to sell you. I know I'll be watching your videos, and I want you to I own properties in the Bronx." So I said, "All right, cool. You know, let me know, because what I wanted to do, I wanted to buy more apartment complexes so I can house homeless and shelter people there." Yeah. So
the man who gave you a broken rental car, you trusted him enough for him to give you a house?
I didn't know that he was lying about all this. But yet, the FBI was already involved with him. And now they have created this whole narrative that...
Man, I don't want to hear no more of this dude. We already know what he is, man. We already know who he is. He's a scammer. He's a crook. He's been sentenced to 9 years in prison. He probably will do about a good 7, 6.5, 7. You know what I'm saying? He might do a little less than that, go to work release. You know what I'm saying? I assume he's a non-violent offender, first-time offender. So he probably get a nice little sweet deal. As far as like he probably be able to go to like a get out early, as long as he don't get into no violence. And I'm gonna tell you what he's gonna do. I'm gonna tell you what he's gonna do. He definitely gonna get into jail and start him a little church. You know how, you know what I mean? He's already a pastor. So you can't tell me he ain't gonna get in jail and start him a little prayer group. He gonna start a little prayer group. This is what's gonna happen, y'all. So he probably be all right enough. You know what I'm saying? He probably be all right enough. You know, he gonna be scamming the prisoners in there too, dog. You know what I mean? For real, for real. Shout out to Chicks 1000, aka the Chick 1K. We gonna move on, y'all. We gonna move on because we already know what this scumbag is, man. And you know what I mean. I hope listen. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. So you know the Lord gonna deal with you, buddy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this too, bro. Bro, listen, man. Listen. I in my life, I done did a lot of things that I'm not proud of. I done been to jail quite a few times. Um, I done did a lot of crimes, right? But I told y'all the other day when I was a teenager, we used to break in houses, right? We used to break in houses when I lived down there where Melly from. You know what I'm saying? Well, I lived in Wabasso, what the same area in River County, right? And I remember one night my little crew came to me and they asked me uh to break in the church, right? It's the same church that my aunt went to, same church my mama went to, and they asked me to break into the church with them. I told them hell no. You know what I'm saying? I told them I ain't gonna break into hell no. Now I'm the same person that had done broken into people's houses and stole cars and all type of shit. But they asked me to break into the church, and I'm like, nah, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. Hey, and they was, excuse me, they was wanting to break into the church for the collection money. You know what I mean? Because they assumed that the collection money was in the church, and I turned them down. They went on and broke into the church, and if I can remember correctly, they got a little bit of money. It was some money in there. They got some money. They got a collection money or whatever. I didn't care. It just I don't give a damn. And I was broke at the time. I was a kid, poor. But I just wasn't finna break in no goddamn church. Like that just was just. I mean, like I ain't playing with God like that. I'm already playing with him enough by doing wrong, by breaking in people's houses and stealing cars and shit like that. But like breaking in the church, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like Booster say, come on, man. Like breaking into a church, nigga. That's like breaking into That's like breaking into God's condominium. That's like breaking into God's Bentley. Nigga, you crazy little motherfucker, nigga. I mean, nigga, I'm already wrong. I ain't finna speed up this lightning bolt getting struck by this goddamn lightning bolt. You know what I mean? And that's just the same as this guy right here, bro. Bro, you robbing people under the guise of being a pastor, bro. Like it's a special kind of hell for you, my nigga. So I hope them Fendi suits and Gucci suits, I hope they bring you comfort while you here. But you do realize that one day this is all gonna be over, right? You do realize this, right? You do realize that now you're convicted of all of these crimes and you're gonna have to do some years in prison, right? You know what I mean? You do realize this, right? So you do realize like you're getting your karma for all of this. And who knows what other karma that you may receive. See, people don't look far enough down the road. What if his health deteriorates? What if he never make it out of prison? I got a buddy I just told you about, little hot James Walker. I just told y'all about him, the one that went to jail with my other boys for robbing the bank. They got the 85 years in prison. He never made it out of prison. He never made it out of prison. He died in prison, got beat up and died in prison. Bishop Lamar Whitehead, you don't know if you're gonna make it out of prison. You don't know what's going to happen in prison. You might get stabbed, shanked, assaulted, SA'd. You don't know. You might have a stroke, a heart attack, whatever. You might get diabetes, lose your leg. Like that's what I be trying to say. They don't see farther enough around the road. This karma comes a lot of ways. You may lose a loved one while you in prison. It reminds me of the guy, what's his name? Psycho Bob. Remember Psycho Bob? Remember the Psycho Bob, the boy from down south, Kodak homeboy sniper gang. Remember he was in the jewelry in the mall telling the boy, that's why your mammy up there. That's why your mammy dead. Fuck nigga, your mammy dead. Do y'all remember what happened to Psycho Bob? He ended up going to prison, and then his mama got gunned down, murdered in her driveway, in her car, while he's in prison. She got brutally murdered, gunned down. Now he got to suffer in that prison cell for years, thinking about his mama dead. And we all know she probably died due to some shit that he had going on in the streets. Do you know how much torture, mental anguish that is? This is some of these people's karma. Sometimes your karma is to suffer. Man, I don't know. I just be trying to tell these people, man. You know what I'm saying? Chick say I got robbed. I think he got like 6 years, 6, 7 years. I think Psycho Ball got like 6, 7 years, something like that. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Please donate to the channel. The Cash App is on the screen, man. We only got a $20 goal, man. That ain't that much. Just a $20 goal, man. You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Please hit that like button and please donate to the channel. Leon say, God willing, God will reveal the truth. If you don't stop sinning, God will expose. I promise you he will. I promise you he will. Chick say, I got robbed at a cemetery. I'm telling you, bro, what you doing at a cemetery, girl? Don't tell, hey, what you doing out there? But it's crazy, but it'll happen. Um, Leon say, look, Jamal Bryant, a false prophet too. I don't know who that is, but I guess he won. Okay. Yeah, a long time. That's a long time to sit in that goddamn cell and think about your mama, man. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. But we gonna move on, y'all. We gonna move on. God done wrap this sucker. God done wrap this turkey up. Y'all best believe that that karma coming down for him. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a shame. He the same person. And you know the crazy part about it? He knows what he did is wrong. He just said it. He said you ain't supposed to steal from nobody. So your punishment gonna be even worse, nigga, because you sit right there and know you doing wrong, and you still do that shit. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. When you get that punishment, ooh, woo, I wouldn't want to be nowhere around here when that karma come, bro. On God, I wouldn't. I'm telling y'all, nigga, I ain't no motherfucking fool, nigga. No, no, no. I ain't saying I was. I ain't saying I was. But what? I'm not. No, this nigga was praying as a pastor and robbing people, bro. Y'all got to, bro. That's crazy. That is crazy. Sitting in there talking to them people every Sunday and doing the worst, robbing them people. But we're gonna switch this thing, bro. We're gonna talk about Enchanting, man. Y'all know Love Enchanting was the X 1017 recording artist signed to Gucci Man who lost her life earlier last week to an apparent drug overdose. Fort Worth, Texas own Love Enchanting, a very beautiful, very talented young lady. You know, we know it's been a lot of controversy surrounding her death, and we still haven't really gotten to the bottom of it. But they held her funeral the other day, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And it's reported that Love Enchanting was cremated, y'all. You know, I'm gonna say this, man. Some people want to be cremated. You know, us in the black community, you know, we a lot of times we feel a way about our people being cremated because, you know, you know, um, cremate. I mean, it's all finality. When you're dead, you're dead. But cremation is like, ooh, you get burnt, grind down to dust. A lot of people want to be cremated. I'll be honest with you. My mama wanted to be cremated. My mama and my sister both told me at the same time, actually, that they wanted to be cremated. When my mama passed, my aunt, which is her sister, did not want my mama cremated. So my mama wasn't cremated. You know what I'm saying? But my mama told me personally that she wanted to be cremated. And I remember she told us that on Thanksgiving. And I told her, I say, look, it was me, my sister, and all of them there. I say, look, make sure you say this in front of them too, so they know. She was like, yeah, I want to be cremated. I don't want to be in no box. That's what my mama said. You know what I'm saying? Me, I don't want to be cremated or in no box. Y'all can sit me up in the front room, like as a dead body. Just sit me in front of the TV in the chair. I can stand the smell as long as y'all can. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I can just sit my dead body in front of the TV, in front of some football. I can stand the smell as long as y'all can, goddamn it. I don't want to be cremated. I don't want to be in the box. I don't want to be none of that shit, goddamn it. I want to be a goddamn universal soldier, goddamn it. Make me a half man, half robot, bitch. You get what I'm saying, goddamn it? For real, bitch. I want to be bitch. If you want to download my brain into a goddamn computer, bitch, and I'm a motherfucking computer man. Make me that, goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? But Love Enchanting was cremated, dog. However y'all want to feel about that. If you want to be suspicious about that, um, or whatever, I'm gonna say this: cremation is a lot less expensive than a funeral. You know what I'm saying? And you know, with the speculations around what her mama may or may have not had to do with her no longer being with us. I'm just throwing it. I'm just throwing that out there to let y'all know that Love Enchanting was cremated. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Y'all can take from that as you will. You know, there's a lot of things that, you know, I don't have knowledge of that may have came into group that may have turned into that decision. Tupac was cremated. You know what I mean? And Tupac straight up told us in Life Goes On, the song that he made on All Eyes on Me. He said straight up he didn't want to be cremated. He said, bury me smiling with G's in my pockets, have a party at my funeral, let every rapper rock it, let the hoes that I used to know from way before kiss me from my head to my toes. Give me a paper, a pen, so I can write about my life of sin. A couple bottles of gin in case I don't get in. You get what I'm saying? But Miss Shakur, his mother, um, um, chose to cremate him. That's her son. She has that right. She has that right. Also, fun fact, um, the Outlaws smoked some of Tupac's ashes, and this is where the smoking on Tuka really comes from. It started as it didn't start as a diss. It was Duck them um um paying homage to Tuka the same way. I'm not saying Duck them smoked Tuka ashes, they didn't, but I'm saying it was from Tupac's ashes being smoked by the Outlaws. They actually smoked some of his ashes in a blunt. You know what I mean? So Tupac Tupac is the first person that I know of to be smoked. You know what I'm saying? And he was smoked. Some of his ashes, this is fact. Some of his ashes were smoked by the Outlaws. This is fact. And Duck and them knew this. And this is how the smoking on Tuka came to fruition. And just Vaughn and, well, actually, Chief Keef took it and made it a diss. But it wasn't a diss at first. Yeah, so, yeah, fun fact. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna leave this live right here. I think this is a great live. I got two more lives I'm finna crank out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? So y'all give me a little time, give me an hour or so, and I'm finna crank them back out to y'all. You know what I mean? It's some strange things going on with Terrence Howard, y'all. I've been doing a lot of digging, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. Listen, this Terrence Howard uh situation is it's deep, bro. Y'all know Terrence Howard is. Terrence Howard is the black actor from Hustle and Flow. You know, he played DJ. He was the lead actor from um, Empire. He was on Get Rich or Die Trying, the movie with 50 Cent. His co-starred in that. He's co-starred in a lot of movies. He's acted in a lot of movies. And it's a strange thing going on with Terrence Howard, man. Terrence Howard is running around and he's become a scientist. You know, he's sharing his theories and his hypotheses with the world. He's even been to Oxford. He's even talked to Neil deGrasse Tyson. And let me tell you something, guys. I'm gonna drop this video real shortly, and you're gonna be surprised at what's going on with Terrence Howard, man. Like I think we need to really seriously have this discussion, man. Um, so we gonna drop that video, and then I got some more content that I'm gonna drop for y'all. I appreciate y'all for subscribing to the channel. We got some new subscribers. I appreciate y'all who donated to the channel. Like I say, any donation is appreciated. $5, $10, $20, $50. It don't matter. We have a $20 goal, man. So I appreciate you guys, for donating. You know what I mean? We didn't reach the goal this live, but hey, man, some of you guys may catch this on the replay game, and decide to donate. And if you do, it'll come to my email, and I'll give you a shout out. The next live, y'all know I do 2 and 3 lives a day, so you will hear your name on the live. You know what I mean? And then your name will be up forever. It's in this live. You know what I'm saying? Because these things gonna be up as long as YouTube is around. I appreciate you guys. Like, share, comment to this video. Share this live. Follow me on Instagram, Maritaboy1, MERITABOY. with the number 1. I appreciate you. If y'all have any ideas for lives, jump in my DMs. Let me know who you are from YouTube and let me know your ideas for content, and we'll probably do them. Shout out to Chicks 1000, aka the Chick 1K. Shout out to Leon Thompson. That's my brother, y'all. That's my brother right there. Leon Thompson. That's one of my close friends, man. Real talk. So anytime y'all see Leon in this chat, y'all make sure y'all show him some love, man, because that's my real friend. You know, we don't have a lot of real friends in this world, but Leon is a real, true friend. I'm telling you some real stuff. Leon done been there for me through some real tough times, talking on the phone, just making sure that I made it through, and he didn't have to do that, bro. So he's a real great guy. Anybody that know Leon know that about him, and I just want y'all to make sure y'all show him some love. Also, shout out to LaRon, appreciate you, LaRon. Shout out to my boy Lil Kel's Truth Movement. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Lil Kel's channel on YouTube. Lil Kel's Truth Movement. Go subscribe to the channel. Tell him Marita Boy sent you. Shout out to Eddie Nash. Shout out to my girl TN Barnes. Hope you feel better soon, TN. Shout out to ST. That was a great comment that you left, ST. Shout out to 985J. And shout out to WAMTV. Big Von. Appreciate you, gang. That's a new subscriber. And I'm glad I be excited anytime we get new subscribers, man, because that means the channel is growing. Make sure y'all hit that like button. When y'all hit that like button, that means that this video is getting pushed to a wider audience, and that means the channel is growing. That means YouTube is liking the content. YouTube is seeing that you guys like the content, and therefore they're promoting my video to a larger audience, and that's helping the channel grow. And that's what we want in the end. We ain't just doing this content for the channel not to grow. We want the channel to grow. You know what I'm saying? So we can spread this message, you know what I mean, to as many people as possible. Shout out to Audio Crack 22, Flyboy Microphone, Nephew for Real, Deputy Eula, Nay Steady, Itty, Yellow Diamond, Invisible Woman, Drake 6100, It's Aaron's Way, Denise, Silk Foster Jr., Kenny, Haley, Megan, Angie Baby, Slime Life Max. I appreciate all y'all, man. I appreciate all y'all. Look, also go subscribe to Trigger Man telling goddamn me it's gonna be all right, ho. You know what I mean? Telling the Marita Boy sent you. Like, share, comment to this video, man. Cheer.